Hey everyone, welcome to another live Twitch stream with Mandy and Michael. I'm Mandy, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl.
And I'm Michael, known as Pollum.
And tonight we are going to be playing automobiles. But wait, it's the Destination Fun Combo Pack, specifically automobiles.
Yes, the racing season expansion for automobiles.
There you go. So vroom vroom, start your engines.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into all the good stuff, first I should mention that it is by AEG Games. So if you're looking for them in any further games, that's who has published it. You can find me on YouTube under To Die For Games, as well as on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. So on Twitter I'm under Board Gamer Pinup Girl, Instagram Board Gaming Pinup Girl. I'm also on Facebook under the same name, and I'm also a Dice Tower contributor. Lots of fun stuff there.
And I'm on Instagram as Pollum, P-A-W-L-O-M. Twitter is Pollum21, and here every Monday night, 8 o'clock.
All right, so yeah, doing lots of driving.
Yes. All right. So yes, automobiles. Like I said, this is the racing season expansion. I actually have the Destination Fun Combo Pack. AEG has their line of games of trains, planes, and automobiles, which is a fantastic movie.
It is great.
Anybody has not seen that. But they're, all of those three games have expansions that just recently came out, and you can get them as a combo pack as well. You can get them individually or as the combo pack like this, which is now quite a heavy box because of all the stuff it adds for all three games in one shot. What I will explain is what it adds to the base game first. So those that have seen it, I'll show you what it adds right away. And then for those that have not seen automobiles, you'll see the rest as we start playing. This is one of the new tracks that you're seeing right now. This is the Monte Carlo track. And it adds 3 tracks, 2 of which are better for lower player counts. So in the base game, 2 players, the track tended to be a little too wide open. With this, it's much tighter. So you can see there's only 2 lanes going around this whole track. The other ones were 4 lanes each, I believe. I think it was 4 lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a much tighter track to be racing on. You can still play more than 2, but this plays much better with 2 than the larger tracks. Do I want to know what's going on?
Okay, so Hell is Other Meeple's online.
Well, hello, hell is other meeple.
And the first line is, "Those aren't pillows."
Yes, exactly. And for anybody that has seen trains, planes, and automobiles, yes, absolutely.
I did catch the reference.
Yes. Yeah, great movie. So what I want to do at some point is have a trains, planes, and automobiles day, have that playing in the background, maybe some other John Candy movies, and just play through all 3 games. Anyway, I digress. So 3 new tracks is one of the things that it adds. It also adds, because this is the racing season, we will be playing a full racing season. We'll be playing over multiple tracks. So the minimum they suggest, and we're going to do the minimum to try and fit it in to the stream. We're going to do the minimum, which is 3 tracks, playing 3 laps on each. And of course, you can obviously extend that if you want. You can increase the number of laps on each track. You can increase the number of tracks that you play on. They give you track cards. So these represent the 5 tracks between the base and the expansion, and you can randomize them if you want and figure out what tracks you're playing that way. We've chosen the 3 tracks we're going to play on, which will be Monte Carlo, Monza, and Talladega. Another thing it brings are drivers. So if you're playing seasons, if you're just playing one track, you wouldn't be doing this. But if you are going to be playing a season, it brings 10 different drivers. And I will show you an example. So here's an example of a driver. So it's got the driver number, their name, and their unique ability. So this one triggers during the buy phase. And different drivers will trigger. Some are car phase, end phase, decline phase. So they'll all have their own unique ability while you're racing. Another thing it adds are sponsors. So once you finish a race, actually before the race even starts, we're going to be putting out 2 sponsors that will be available once we're done the race. And the sponsors have their own benefits. I'll show you a sponsor. So there's a sponsor, and you can see it's got 1, 2, and 3 on it. Now that's some pretty small writing on that one. They typed that one very close to the card. So there's 1, 2, and 3 and the abilities for each. And what those represent is when you finish the race, whoever comes in first gets first pick of sponsors. Whoever comes in second gets second pick of whatever's left, so on and so forth. And when you look at the abilities on the card, whoever came in first gets to trigger that first ability, which is usually going to be the best of the three. Whoever comes in middle, so let's say it was a 5-player game, whoever comes in second, third, and fourth will get to trigger the second tier ability, and whoever came in last would trigger the third tier ability. Now in a 2-player game, there is no first and last, it's first and second. When it comes to 1, 2, and 3, it'll be first and second. So the second place player isn't considered the last place for abilities like that.
So before we continue,
yes.
and speaking of sponsors,
yes.
who's sponsoring tonight's game?
All right, so it may be a bit of a stretch in terms of getting thematic. We're going with the hard cream soda because it is a striped can. So I'm going to consider that as racing stripes for the sake of a racing season.
There you go.
Cheers.
I don't even have a good reason. It just tastes good. Sorry.
There is that as well. It does taste quite good. And it's a nice hot day again, so it's nice to have something refreshing like that. Okay, I think that is everything from the expansion. Oh, and it also adds more of the action cards. So it adds 15 action cards, 3 from each class, and there are 5 classes of action cards. But I'll get into those once we get going. And speaking of which, I think we can get going.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so.
And Hella's other meeple has concluded or has agreed with you that it's a bit of a leap.
Okay, but there's a small connection there, right? Okay, so let's see here.
Yes.
This is going to be a bag builder. So what that means is we're going to be starting with 10 cubes, actually 12 cubes, 5 white, 5 yellow, 2 gray. And these cubes are represented by the various cards I have laid out. Now you can't see, I do have, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10 different types of cubes laying out here to the side. But because of the last track, and you'll see that once we get to it, I needed table space. So you can't quite see those there off camera, but they are represented by all the cards that we have down here. I'm not going to get into what all the abilities are, because we can explain those as we're using them. But roughly, the grayscale of cubes, so you've got white, light gray, dark gray, and black, are your basic gears used to race around the track. So the white is the 3rd gear, and then going all the way to black is 4th, 5th, and 6th gear. To use those cubes, you need to be racing on the specific color of track. So if you're using a white cube, you can only move on a white section of track. And that's how you're going to be progressing around the track. The colored cubes have special abilities, and you need to purchase those. You start with 5 yellows to begin with, which are the garage cards. So each color has their own class, but then there's also 5, I believe. Actually, no, there's going to be even more than that. But there's a whole group of these cards that you can randomize before the start of the game. Or we're using, in the 2 different manuals, they have suggested combinations. So we're using the well-oiled machine combination, which is combining both the base and the expansion. So it's got the 5 different cards that we're using for that. So what'll happen is we're going to be putting all of these, plus a couple that we purchase at the start, into our bag. And then on our turn, we're going to be drawing 7 cubes. And we'll be using those cubes to try and move around the track, or get rid of cubes that we don't want that are in our bag, because as we're racing around the track, we're going to be taking these brown wear cubes, which are not good. They don't actually serve any purpose. They just clog up your bag. So it's similar to a deck builder, but in cube form instead. Okay, I think that's enough explanation for now. The rest we can get into as we're playing through. I am the start player. So starting a new season, we will shuffle the driver cards. 3 will go out. Because I'm the start player, I'm lined up at position 1, and position 1 will also get $10 to spend. Position 2 gets 11, 12, 13 as you go around. And then we pick drivers in reverse turn order. So Mandi's going to get first pick of those drivers, and that will be her driver for the entire season.
All right, let's see. What are my options? So, I guess we'll show you these, I guess, as we talk about them, or maybe as I choose. Oh boy. There's a 3 cubes from your discard pile in your bag. Draw up to 3 cubes at once. For each cube, choose one, remove it, place it in your active pile. Oh wow, that's quite the complex card. And phase, before drawing, remove up to 3 where from your player board. That's also kind of nice. I think I'm going to pick Eileen.
Okay, I'll show that one.
Yes.
So, number 3.
Nothing worse than a clogged bag.
Number 3 is Eileen Pye. And during the action phase, she can place up to 3 cubes from her discard pile into her bag, which is nice. Once we start getting more cubes, that'll let Mandi cycle through her good cubes much quicker.
And yes, I know they went there, and my brain was already there, so I agree.
Okay.
I won't say it out loud.
All right, I'll just have to imagine which, knowing who's talking, yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, there you go. Rapunzel's online, and she agrees as well.
Okay, that's great. I don't know what you're agreeing to, but I have I can guess. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Before drawing, remove up to 3 wear from your player board. That's not bad. Buy phase. Drop to 3 cubes at once. For each cube drawn, choose 1. For each cube drawn, choose 1. Remove it, place it in your active pile, or put it back into your bag. Huh, that is interesting. I have not seen that driver yet, so I'll give it a try. Meg Matthews, driver number 4. So this ability triggers during the buy phase. And again, we'll explain that when we get to it, but I get to draw up to 3 cubes at once and then do things with those. I'll show that one when we get to it. So we have our drivers. Those will be our drivers for the entire racing season. Now we'll put out 2 sponsors. Those are the sponsors that we are basically racing for. We want to perform as best as possible to have first pick at those sponsors. So whoever comes in first on this track will get first pick of those. Now we also get to do a bit of purchasing, and this will only be for the first track. After this, our bag's actually going to carry over from track to track. So basically we will be working on our car between races and trying to improve it, fine tune it before we get into the next track. We won't be doing any purchasing again at the start of the next track. It's only for the first one. So as the first player, I get $10 to spend. I will show you a couple of these cards. Here is one of the pit crew cards. So you can see in the top corner here, it's going to cost $4 for each one of these cubes that I want to buy. It shows you which type of pit. So this is the crew chief, and again, there are multiple types of pit, but you only use one of each class of card. And at the bottom, it shows you the value of that cube if you don't use its ability. You can use it for money instead during your turn to buy more cards. So this pit crew, and each card is themed to do roughly the same type of thing, but in different ways. So for example, the pit crew generally helps you remove wear from your bag. And I hate saying that in front of certain crowds.
Only imagining.
Yeah, okay. So with this one, you can draw cubes until you draw 1 non-wear cube, and then remove all wear from your discard pile. So if you've got a huge pile of wear in your discard pile, the pit crew will come in and remove all of it for you, which is fantastic. And then I'll show you one more. I'll show you aerodynamics. This one costs much less. So these are the red handling cards, and this one's called aerodynamics. This one only costs $1 to buy. And during the decline phase, which is basically the end of your movement, you are then considered to be drafting. And I'll explain what drafting is later, but that can be hugely beneficial. And it's worth $2. So it only costs $1 to buy and can be worth $2 to then purchase more cards or more cubes later on. So I have 10 to spend.
Okay.
I will purchase, I'm going to go for an engine, which is the blue class of cube, and
Nice choice.
That's 4. I think I'll get a pit. So that's 8. And then I'm going to get 2 third gear cubes. Now the interesting thing with playing a season is that each track does play quite differently. This track, because it's all tight corners, you tend to benefit with the lower gears. You don't want to be stuck in 6th gear as you're trying to go around these tight corners. It's not going to work. You literally cannot move if you're using those black cubes. So you benefit more from the lower ones. However, once we get onto something like Talladega, it's all just straightaways. And you want to have those higher level, the 5th gear and the 6th gear, to be able to move around the track a lot quicker. So those are the 4 cubes I'm going to buy. All of those are now going to go into the bag. And then you have $11 to spend.
$11. All right. Yes, I rarely drink. Everyone knows well, most people know I'm a lightweight, but today was a rough day. I won't get into details, but
it's for the racing stripes. It's for the
necessary.
racing stripes.
Okay, so $11, eh? So let's do engine, which is Ford, and I think you talked about that already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my blue. Oopsie. And
I haven't explained exactly what that does yet, but we'll get to that once we start using it.
Okay, so $4. And then, don't know if that'll happen. Draw cubes until you draw 1 non-wear cube, then that's not too bad. So I'll take the crew chief, or it's pit, for 4, so that brings me up to 8, leaving me with $3 more to spend. Yikes, it's kind of rough. Well, why not go for it? And I'll just go straight up to a dark gray.
Okay, 5th gear.
Yes.
All right. Well then, start your engines.
Yeah. So anybody who's familiar with Orléans, it's the same kind of adding to the bag and pulling out of the bag to use your tokens for actions.
And you can go ahead and start you draw your first 7.
Yes. Okay. We have a question. Legit question.
Mm-hmm. Legit question. Yep.
What's the average play time of the game?
That will vary quite a bit depending on the track, depending on the cards that you've chosen. But we played this earlier last week.
Yep.
And we got through. Did we do all 3? I think we did all 3 tracks, didn't we? In about 2 hours.
Did we? Okay, we might have.
I think so, because that last one.
Yeah.
Zoomed right by.
We might have.
So you can get through a track fairly quickly. Now, we're going to be playing the season. So the base game of automobiles, I'd say about an hour. Again, depending on player count, depending on the cards you choose, because some of the cards, some of the card combinations can be quite tricky to use. So if you go random for those 5 different categories of cards, you could end up with a tough combination that will be difficult to get the car going, kind of thing. But some of them work really well together. So I'm going to say about an hour.
Faster than trains? I haven't played trains.
Trains,
so
no,
sure.
I think trains is a little more involved. Although, you know what? I've always played trains with higher player counts. I did play on the 2-player specific maps, so that's a little different. But I do enjoy trains at the full 4 players. So that tends to be a longer game, mostly because of the player count.
Okay. Excellent question.
Yes. So yeah, I'm hoping we can get through all 3, and I think we can. There'll be some time taken to do all the explanations, but I think we'll be fine. So starting with myself, I am again in first. I'm going first. So the way that you work, you've got 5 different steps to your standard turn. You're going to be taking your actions. You're going to be buying with any cubes you have left that are worth something. Then you'll be moving your car. The decline phase is where you take wear to your car, and then the end phase is where everything moves to the discard pile, and you draw 7 more, and you end your turn by drawing 7 more. The only time you put cubes back into your bag is when you go to draw, and there's nothing left.
Or you have an ability.
Or if you have an ability, yes. You're not allowed to look in your bag. You can't see what's in your bag. You have to, if you want to try and remember what's in there, try and remember what you're purchasing along the way. But you are allowed to feel how many are in there. You can kind of get a sense of, all right, I've got 5 or 6 cubes left. And sometimes that can be very important, knowing when you're going to have to put cubes back in. All right, so actions. The way that you race around the track, so I've got all of my white cubes. I think I did purchase 1, so I might have 1 more in here. Or did I get a 4th gear? Anyway, the way you race around the track is you're putting these on the track where you want to go. So white cubes need to go on white portions of the track. And actually that shows up quite well on the overhead. Good. I was worried that that might show up well enough.
Yeah.
So we actually have 2 lanes going here. Now you're going to see 4 different shades, but technically that inside lane is white and light gray, so you could use either there. And then the outside lane is dark gray and black, so you could use either of those in that lane. So I'm going to use white on the inside lane. This white lane is actually 2 spots. I don't know if the dotted line doesn't quite show up, but you can see how that is basically double the length of this or of this. There's a dashed line there, but you move right to the next solid line. So you're going to be placing these, showing where you're going to be moving. When you move, it must be forward. You cannot move backwards. You cannot move sideways. So I couldn't move from here to here. And you'd be wondering, well, why would you even want to do that? Well, we've got 2 cars on this track, and you can actually start blocking the other player. And if you were playing on a tight track like this with, say, 4 players, now you'd have to have a lot of tricky movement and lane changes to be able to get around people. So movement is going to be either forward in the lane that you're in, or switching lanes, you can move diagonally into the next lane. And you're allowed to put your cubes out and then realize, actually, there's a better way to do this. Take them back and rearrange. Now, in this case, I've only got 5 white, so 5 white is 5 white. And then I've got some yellow, so let's go over what the yellow does. The yellow, in this case, the garage card, is performance testing. $5 to buy these, which is a little on the pricey side. As a matter of fact, it is the most expensive card out there. And you can remove this cube, and whenever you remove, it's literally remove it from the game. It's not move it to your discard pile, it's remove it completely from the game. And then draw up to 3 cubes. So it's a good way to get a burst of speed, do some performance testing, but it's a one-time use. Once it's gone, you're gonna need to buy those back again. We've started with 5 in our bag. So for now, I will not be ditching these. They are worth $3 each. So I'll show that card. I had not shown that one yet. So again, it is the garage type card, that class of card. Shows the title of it, performance testing. $5 to buy. That's the ability, remove it and draw 3 cubes, or up to 3, and then that's how much it's worth if you're going to use it for purchasing. So with 2 yellow cubes, I have $6 to spend. And let's see here, $6 to spend, eh? I think I'm going to go for another performance testing for 5, and then a 3rd gear. So when you purchase, so the cubes that I used for my actions for moving the car go on the board. Anything that I used for purchasing goes into the used section because I've now used those. Same thing if I'd used them for their ability, except in the case of the yellows, the ability is discarded. And anything that gets purchased also goes to used, not to discard, until you're at the end of your turn. So the next step is then the car. So you race the car up to wherever you placed your cubes. These are then used, and then decline phase. Can that be? Yes, that does show up quite well. So decline phase, this chart shows how much wear the car takes depending on the color of the highest ranked level that you drove through. So in the case of where I went, it was just the white and light gray spaces. So light gray, I need to take 2 wear. But if you move through dark or the black, you're moving them a lot further. So for example, 1 black cube will actually move you that amount of space, but it's more wear on the car. So in this case, I take 2 wear cubes, and then end phase, I move these over. Now, having said that, I completely forgot about
your buy phase.
Yeah, because the drivers are quite new. So we had this issue the last time we played as well, was forgetting what these do. Okay, I'll just ignore that this round.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it may have changed what I was going to do. It lets me draw cubes during the buy phase, so I should have done that while I was buying.
Okay. I was so focused on mine.
Always remember what your abilities are and when they trigger, because each driver is going to trigger at different phases. My last one triggered at the end phase, which is why I went to look at it during the end phase, because that's what I was used to, but that's during the buy phase.
Oh, and Christian's joining us tonight. Hello.
Hello.
Buy all the things, which is
absolutely, yes,
what we're going to be doing, hopefully with enough monies.
And then at the end of my turn, I draw back up to 7, 5, 6, 7. All right, and that leaves me with, I got a couple cubes left in there. Okay. All right, over to you.
Well, my driver actually happens in the action phase.
Okay.
The action. So place up to 3 cubes from your discard pile into your bag. Well, that's
irrelevant right now.
Exactly. It's not going to happen. So during my action phase, I need to do some movement. Ooh, I got a nice little selection here. So we're going to see how this pans out. Although, I feel you're blocking me. We shall see.
That's one
Oh,
space.
one
it
space.
moves, yep.
I always do that. Oh, FYI, anybody who's watching, I have issues with the colors and lines on this board, and when I'm placing cubes, I tend to place them in the wrong area. So please excuse me if that happens. Let's see.
I'll correct.
Okay. Oh, it's not a dark gray. It's a lighter gray. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, can you? You can't move through them. Wait now. Wait now. Okay, so I have this lovely blue cube, which allows me to move up to 3 spaces on any one color. So now I almost wonder if I do this slightly differently. 1, 2, 3, but then I can't pass you if that's correct.
Using what color?
White.
Nope.
No, exactly. So I have to leave it where it is.
Because you're going to have to go in the outside.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So this is only worth 1. That's a problem.
So the blue cube that Mandy's considering
Yes.
is the crate motor. Move up to 3 spaces on any one color, which is a very strong ability, but there is a reason you might, well, you're going to want to trigger that almost every single time, but there is a second part to it. Then, after your end phase, each other player in a lower position than you may move 1 space on any color. So you're also giving a benefit to the other players as well.
Well, that's not very nice. So someone blocked me. So unfortunately, I cannot use my blue cube for 3 spaces. It's going to be for one very long space, unfortunately.
Can I make a recommendation?
Well, yes.
Yeah?
Sure.
There is a way that you can use it for 3. And this is why when you're actually doing the racing phase, you use the cubes. Because if you use the car to move it around, you're going to lose track of what cubes were used where, what cards were used where. So placing the cubes, you're allowed to continually rearrange them until you're happy with
Well, hold on now.
how you're racing. Yep.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let me see if we can do this differently. Probably not, but we're going to try it anyway.
Sure.
So if I go there, that's fine. I'm just going to see here. So that goes 1, 2, 3. If I did that correctly. No, that's 1 space. Yes. No. I could do it from here. This is 1, right?
No. Actually, yes. Sorry, that whole one, yes, because there's no line there. Yep.
So that's 1.
Yep.
That's 2.
Yep.
Oh, I can't go there.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I can go the angle.
Yep.
So that's 3. Okay, so I was right. That's
There you
fine. Okay. And then...
And now you still have all your white and light radios.
See? Takes me a minute. And here. And obviously I want to go here. And do I want to go there? Yes, I want to go there. Sure. Yes. And then we'll go there because it's the lighter gray.
You could even eke out 1 more spot. Because right now you're using 2 white to move this distance. A light gray would cover that.
So I could do this.
Yep.
I don't know why I have issues with the colors, to be quite honest with you. It just doesn't look like gray, so I don't associate it with gray.
Just think light and dark.
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably the best way to do it.
Yep.
And then it would be best for me to go here.
Yep. So it does take some puzzling through to figure out where you're going, and the lane changes can get even more complicated when you've got more cars on the board as you're trying to shift between each of the cars.
No, it just takes me a while. Okay, so we're here.
Yep.
So that is, we're going to move, because the rest I'm going to use for...
That's your action, yep.
Buying.
So now you've got buying.
Right. So now I have 2 yellow cubes for a total of $6, because I'm going to spend them, versus using the actual action on the card. So by using these... what do I want? I don't know yet. $6, not a lot. Well, I do enjoy this.
Oh, wait, I need to mention that.
Draw cubes until you draw 1. Ooh, excuse me. I think I'm going to take a blue, which is 4. I'm going to take a red, which is 1.
Yep.
Which leaves me with another 1. So I think I'll take a white for
gear.
third gear for 1.
I'm just going to slide this back up, but then I'm going to mention, I'm cheating a little bit here. The board, I think this is probably a misprint, because in the manual it does say, so this board has 3 tracks on it, 2 on one side and 1 large one on the back side. What you're supposed to be able to do is fold the board in half depending on which track of the smaller ones you wish to play. However, they put a fold in half concept onto a board that's folded in thirds. So what happens is you end up with extra at the bottom, or it just can't be folded if you're playing the other board because half of it folds onto part of the board. So to make it just a little tidier for the camera, I am covering that with a black mat. I don't want people thinking that this is what you get in the game. That's a bit of a misrepresentation. I'm hoping that they're going to work on getting a replacement board. Not a big deal if you're just playing regularly. It would be best to have the board just open and laid out the other way, but that would be awkward for camera because you guys would be looking at the board sideways. So I figured I'd cheat it like this instead.
Okay,
okay.
So
now you get to move your card.
So I get to move.
Yep. And we'll leave the blue one out there.
There we go. And yes, the blue one is a little special.
So we're going to leave the blue one out until, because of the secondary portion of that card, which is all other players then get to move one color of their choice. And this is a good reminder, because if you just go through and scoop them all up, then sometimes it's hard to remember, did everybody get to use the ability. Now there are some cards in the deck, for example, there are some blue cards that let you move spots, but then you have to take wear to do so. So it's a good habit to place the wear with the cube to show that you have taken the wear for the cube that you're using, instead of putting it on your mat and then wondering, did I take the wear for that or not? So with that one, I now get to move one spot of a color of my choosing, so I'll move through this one, and then you get that back.
I also need to deal with that.
Yep, so now it's the decline phase. So you went into the dark gray and the black zones, which means black zone, he's got to take 4 wear, which is a lot.
It's a bit poopy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then all these are going to go, hello.
Yep. And then take 7 more.
7 more.
So now that you see how wear works, I'll let you know how drafting works, because one of the cards did mention drafting. If I'm going to take, I'll just take a red cube to represent another car. If you end your turn either in the same section or behind the same section as another car, so for example, if Mandi had ended her turn here or here, driving through those lanes, she would normally have to take 4 wear. But if you stop behind another car, you're considered drafting and you don't take any wear. So sometimes if you were to say stop, end your turn next to a car, you might actually be better off stopping behind them so that you don't take any wear for that turn. And then that's where the aerodynamic, the red cubes, the aerodynamics comes in, which if you have one of those red cubes, then you can actually spend your turn and use that cube for aerodynamics as though you are drafting somebody and not taking anywhere. I think I explained that properly, hopefully. All right, that was a mouthful, but got through it. All right, I'm going to trigger my pit crew first. So that is one that's going to let me get rid of wear in my discard pile. But the first step is it lets me draw until I get a non-wear cube, which in this case will be the first one I pull because I don't have anywhere in there yet. Then I get to discard or remove these from the game. So they're gone. I don't have to even worry about those going into my bag. Now I go back to actions. Let me see here.
All the actions.
I can't get very far with that.
Oh, Nerfenstein. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
I'm surprised.
Nerdy.
Nerfen?
Oh. Also known as Girly Gamer.
Girly Gamer. Yes.
Yes.
Girly Gamer is very active on our videos, and
yes.
we appreciate that you watch and all the support. So thank you. I'm glad you could join us on the Twitch stream. So this is probably the worst one you could watch because I am terrible. I don't know. I have issues with the colors, so it takes me a while to figure it out. But maybe I'll win.
I know I've got 1 cube left in here.
He said Nerdenstein works well. Don't let him off that easy.
Okay, I'm going to spend one of my performance testing cubes. So I get to remove that, and then I get to draw up to 3 cubes. Okay. So up to 3 cubes, I could stop at any point, up to 3. So I will draw that, and then I'm out of cubes. That was my last one. So these have to go back in, and then I'm going to draw 2 more.
Oh my goodness, you're working. Oh, I think you're in a different time zone if I'm not mistaken. But oh my goodness.
Australian.
Thought it was,
I believe.
England?
Correct me if I'm wrong there.
I thought it was England. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, we'll see.
Okay.
Completely different parts of the world.
I know, right? Okay.
We'll see who's right.
We will be corrected shortly.
Probably. Okay, so I did get a blue, which is the one that allows you to move 3 spots of any color, and then your opponents will get to move 1 of the color of their choice. I've got 3 yellows, which I don't want to discard any more of those right now. So I'll use those for spending. Let's see here. I'll start laying these out to see how it plays out. So if I went white, white, I can't quite get to the dark gray, can I? White.
But you will certainly
you're,
try.
You're blocking the inside lane. That's where it's tricky. It's
I was wrong. It's Australia.
So I was right.
Yes, you were right.
Yes.
Darn it.
All right.
Oh, that's right. It's almost a day ahead. Well, more than that, but.
They're from the future.
The future.
All right. It looks like this is going to be the best way to do it. Actually, if I take that out and use the blue cube for white, Mandy's blocking the shortest lane here, covering that corner quite nicely. So I have to go around her. You can't obviously go through other cars. So if I use this for white and go 1, 2, 3, I could then use the light gray to go further there. So that gets me a little bit further. And I think that's pretty much maximized for that. Now, if I did want to push it a little more, I could use these yellow ones, discard one from the game, remove one from the game, and draw up to 3 more cubes. But because they are expensive, I don't want to be burning through those yet. Okay, so buy phase. I will remember this. Okay, phew.
Use your driver.
So it lets me draw up to 3 cubes at once, and then for each cube drawn, I choose to either remove it, place it in my active pile, or put it back in my bag.
So now, unfortunately, I have not yet seen a Dukes of Hazzard mode of this game. Although, I did grow up with that. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
And they're all waiting for you to put a flower in your hair, by the way.
A flower in my hair?
Sure.
Because you have a flower?
Yes.
Can't we be individuals?
Apparently not. Well, we're twinsies in our drinks.
That's true. All right, just let me consider here. So if I draw 3 more, and then remove it, place it in an active pile, or put it back in my bag, right? All right. Now, because this is during the buy phase, I will draw all 3. And it does say up to 3 at once. So I'll draw 3. Now I get to, for each cube, remove it, which is literally out of the game again. Place it in my active pile, but at this point, it cannot be used for moving around the board because the buy phase happens after your action phase. So I couldn't put the white one here and then use it to move, or put it back into my bag. So what I'm going to do is I'll put these ones here because I can still use those for the buy phase. The 3rd gear cubes are not worth anything in terms of money. They have no monetary value. So that's better off back in my bag.
Oh, they go back in?
Yep.
Nice.
Or I can remove it from the game, which I don't want to do. So with 5 yellows during the buy phase, that leaves me with $15 to spend.
A lot of monies.
Ooh, doggy.
A lot of monies.
$15.
To spend?
To spend.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
So 4, 8. Do I want any aerodynamics, or do I just want to race my car into the ground?
Sure, why not?
4, 8. Let's get some nitro in. So that's 12. 13, 15. All right, so I got a 3rd gear, a 4th gear, some nitro, a crate motor, and another crew chief. So those go into my used pile. I then move my car around to here. Those come into my used pile. Decline phase, I did go into the dark gray, so I do have to take 3 wear cubes for that.
Yippers.
And then end phase, these are all going to go here. I'm going to draw 7 more, and you get to move 1 spot.
There.
Yep.
There we go.
Over to you.
Alrighty, Roo. So I will play my crew chief, which allows me to draw cubes until I draw 1 non-wear cube, and then I remove all wear from my discard pile.
Which is good.
Woo!
You're going to get rid of that wear before it actually gets back into your bag.
Exactly. Oh, wait now. Oh, look at that. And then this goes, bye. See you later. Don't come back. Thank you. All right. Now, Let's see about the movement situation here. How do we want to do this situation? I could do that. Well, wait now. Wait, hold
And
the
don't
phone.
forget during your action phase your driver ability,
Yes.
because you can actually trigger it now.
Huh. I just realized I should have done that first. Anyway, next time. Would have been smarter to do that first. Because I could have taken those, put those in, and then done that. And
Okay.
then drawn. For next time. Up to 3 cubes.
So again, this is the first time you're going to get to see the ability. So
Right.
what does it say on the card?
So it plays up to 3 cubes from your discard pile into your bag.
Okay.
So obviously I'm going to take these blue
So
babies
it allows
right
her to
here.
cycle through with the good ones that much quicker.
And I'll take a red one, the aerodynamics, and we'll pop that in there. So if I thought this through more carefully, I would have actually done that first, and then it would have had a higher chance of pulling out a blue cube, which allows me to move more. But we
Order
learn.
of operations, very important in this game. So for example, with the pit crew, the crew chief
Yes.
that Mandi triggered, if she had any ware sitting in her active pile, the ability, quote unquote, ability of the ware is that you can actually put it right into your discard pile. So you would want to do that first, then trigger the pit crew, because the pit crew, after you've drawn, lets you then remove any ware from your discard pile.
Oh, you're killing me right now.
But like she said, if she had triggered the driver ability first, it would increase her odds of getting those cubes that she really wants to pull from her bag.
Oh, that is awful.
Am I in the way?
No, not at all.
I'm totally in the way. You don't have a black
I
cube,
do
you?
not. I literally could have gone through here, but I do not have this, so I...
So again, tight track.
all
If
I
you
can do.
can't actually switch lanes to get around the car, you cannot get by it. So
Wow.
I'm blocking right now.
What
The
a
only way
waste.
Mandi could get by
Yep.
is with a black cube or something that allows her to move in a color of her choice, like one of the engine cards.
Which is not going to happen. So that's a bit of a waste.
You could still use a light or dark to pull up behind me.
Yes, that's true. It's a bit of
And you won't take anywhere.
true because of the draft. Yeah.
Drafting.
Well, that was unfortunate, but I do have 9.
That'll be worth money too. Only the third gear ones are not. So that is a 5th gear.
That's right.
So
I
that's worth
forgot.
2.
It's always the white ones that I think. But yes. So what did I say? 9.
9 and 2 is
9
11.
to 11. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, $11, eh? Well, let's take an engine for 4. And oh boy, tough calls here. Draw your cubes, place one in your active pile, and the other. 11, that's rich.
So this is a very technical track that we're playing on with all the corners and two lanes. You'll get to see much more open tracks, especially once we get to the last track. That's going to be on a very large but fast-moving track.
All right, so we took the engine, crate motor, what is that, 3rd gear, took nitro, and 4th gear.
4th gear?
Yeah.
Okay.
These all go here.
Yep. And
There
then
we
move
go.
your car.
Wow, that's sad.
Sharp
Very,
move.
very
But
sad.
now she's actually right behind me, which means she's drafting. So normally, she did go into an area that is the dark gray. She would have to take 3 wear, but with drafting, there's no wear on the car.
Yep.
So those all shift over. Take 7 more. All right, so I have a nitro. This is the first time we've got nitro in play. I can draw 2 cubes, place 1 in my active pile and the other in my discard pile. So I'll trigger that first. Get to draw 2.
Oh no.
2 yellow. Well, that's an easy choice. 1 in active, 1 in discard. And then I just have 5 white.
Wow, well.
That is not good because
Oh. I was complaining about mine.
so where I am right now, white is not an option.
Wow.
I cannot move. However, I can.
Mm-hmm. But you might have to get rid of one of those yellow cubes to pull some more cubes out of the bag.
Yeah, I'm going to have to trigger the ability on the yellow cubes to remove it from the game and then draw some more. I know I have at least 2 light grays in here, which would let me move up to a section that can get into the white areas. And I have at least 1, maybe 2 blues in here as well that lets me move on any color of my choice. So
maybe.
I do have another option. Now, whenever you're done your turn, the end phase is drawing back up. You can't wait until your turn to draw those. what that means is I get to see what Mandi has sitting in front of her. I notice she doesn't have any white either, which in theory would mean if I just said, you know what, I'm just going to spend this turn and wait and just buy with what I have, she would not be able to get around me. However, she does have the blue cubes, which lets her move on any color of her choice. So that's where she could shift lanes into this black lane to get around me and then keep on going. So I can't just sit there. So I will remove a yellow. And I get to draw up to 3, but it's going to be 3. Ugh, brown one, that's no good.
I got a purple.
Pit crew.
There you go. Got a little something. Help you out.
That doesn't get me far enough, though. So the wear cube, I can immediately move to my discard pile.
See? Should have blocked me.
Oh, no, I can't block you because you could get around me with the blue.
I meant before.
So here's what I'm considering. I can use the pit crew now, which lets me draw until I find a non-wear cube, and then remove all wear from my discard pile. If I don't get what I need, which is basically anything but white, then I'm going to have to pull the trigger on this other yellow cube. Now, I could do this first instead, and this is where order of operations is important, because if I trigger this first, and I find any wear, then I'll be able to get rid of the additional wear with the pit crew. So, here we go.
Alrighty.
I'll say goodbye to that. Whew. So those are expensive cubes, and I just burnt through 2 of them, and I'll draw 3 more. Another yellow. Another white. That's no good. And another white. Oh no. Yes. This is horrible. I can't just sit there with all these cubes. So I will have to remove another yellow.
Wow.
This is rough.
Desperate times. Well, you'll get something now.
Oh boy,
for sure.
I must.
You will.
There's
there
a blue. That'll do it. Okay. And
got
another
2.
blue. And yet another white. How many white do I have in there? Okay, how many cubes do I have left?
You bought a lot.
I have another round of cubes in there. Whew. All right. A lot of racing about to happen. Actually, before I do that, pit crew. So that lets me draw until I get a non-wear cube. Shock. Ah, it's a white.
Wow. It's a lot. And don't you get rid of your...
And then I get rid of the wear.
Yes.
And now we race. Okay. So I can't use white, so I will use this for 3 colors of my choice. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I really wish I drew my...
Which one?
I think I drew I think I bought an aerodynamics.
You've thought about it.
Yeah,
You had it in
I
your
can't remember if I
head.
pulled the trigger on that or
think you
not.
did.
I don't know. All right. Can somebody tell me if I bought an aerodynamics? All right. I'm going to be taking wear this turn, so
Oh, goodness
I
gracious.
just accept that. So if I move to there, if I can get to here, I could then use my second blue for the dark grays. So the question is, can I get to there? Light gray. Oh, yes, I can. White.
Yeah, well, now the white's going to help you out.
White. Yeah, it was going to be one way or the other, right? It's
Sure.
either I'm stuck there for an entire turn,
Right,
or I get to move a lot.
Exactly.
So then this blue I'll use for 3 dark gray, which will let me move 1, 2, 3. And then just white. White.
Seems our chat has taken a light turn here.
Right.
It's quiet now. It's
Right.
entertaining.
Almost an entire lap.
Wow.
Almost.
Look at that.
If I had gone a little bit further, I actually could have drafted off of you and not taken any wear. So I just need to see
It's still pretty good.
there. Yeah, that's definitely the most efficient way to use that. All right, I accept that. Now, I don't have anything left to buy.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have my ability, which is during the buy phase, I draw up to 3 cubes, and for each cube drawn, remove it, place it
Disappointment.
inactive.
Yeah, exactly. There's some colonization happening right now.
Okay, so I drew 3 cubes using my driver ability, which is draw these, and then for each one drawn, I either put it in my active pile, put it in my bag, or remove it from the game. There's some wear. Gone. These, I don't get to use them for the action phase, because again, I've skipped over that, now I'm in it into the buy phase. But I can use these for money. Now that would get me, that'll give me $2. What can I get for this much monies?
You get some aerodynamics for one.
I could.
Or some more white cubes. Some more.
Or I can put them back in the bag and know that I'm going to draw them on my next turn because I think I have just one turn left here. Oh yeah, I'd definitely be drawing them on my next turn. But having said that, the pit crew will do me no good on my next turn because I have no wear here.
Right.
So that I'll use for spending. This I'm going to throw back in my bag.
Okay.
So that leaves me with $1 to spend. Guess what I'm going to get?
Ah, there you go.
Aerodynamics. All right, so now I move my car. All the way around here.
My goodness, quite the
All the way there.
quite the drive.
What's
Indeed.
happening?
No, they're saying that you're doing a great job working the bag.
All right. Oh, yes, of course they are. Of course they are. Okay, so that's used 2 blues, which lets you move on 2 individual colors of your choice. And I say individual because they are 2 different uses of the cube, so they don't have to be the same color.
Perfect. So I can go up here
Absolutely.
for one.
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate because then I can only either go here or here, really.
Yep.
So it's
Same
fine.
thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't matter.
All right, so those move here. And then I'm going to draw back up to 7, and it's over to you.
All right.
And I cross the start-finish line.
Yep.
So I've got 2 laps left to go.
Okay. So I have no white. Ooh, boy, that kind of presents a bit of a problem. Might have to take the long way around. But I do have some light gray, which is fine. So going here is 1. That's 2. But that means I have to come down here. All right, so let's see here. 1, 2. Oh, there, doesn't matter. No. Oh, no. Oh, no, I have this. Which would allow me to go 1, 2, 3. Let's just work this out here a little bit.
Before you work it out any further, are you going to be triggering that pit crew? Because if you are, you might as well draw it now because that's going to give you more options for moving around the track.
Which one are we talking about?
The pit crew.
Oh, the
There's
purple
nothing
one.
to remove here with the pit, but you
Yes.
can still use it to draw one from your
Yes.
bag, right? Which will
can
give you
you
more options for this.
Place still? I like to see it all out first before I
You
do
can,
this.
but
yeah.
it might, like say you get a white one,
Yeah.
right? You might end up having to rejig everything anyway.
I already started. I'll throw
Okay,
it out there,
sure.
but for next time.
Okay.
For next time. So that allows me to 3, and then this one will allow me to go 1, 2, 3. For now.
Mhm.
Now, so this one here, draw cubes until you draw 1 non-wear.
Yep.
I don't have any actual wear, so it's not gonna.
It gets you 1 more cube to play, though.
Excuse me. So the nitro, draw 2 cubes, place 1 in your active pile, the other in your discard pile. Might as well check that out. Oh, well then. Meh.
So 1 in your active, 1 in your discard.
So that's going to go there.
Yep.
It still doesn't matter now, does it? So, no, it does not. Then I can just move my little buttons over there. 1, 2, 3. If I did that, that still makes me 3. That still makes me 3. 1, 2. It doesn't matter. So we're going to go there for that extra 1.
Yep.
And the red one. Oh, that's nice. So I'm not going to get wear if I use that sucker.
So save that till the end so that you
Sure.
remember. Yep. And I'll explain what that does.
Absolutely. So then I guess I can buy for. Oh, I forgot to do this. Oh well, next time. Wait, am I still in action phase?
You didn't have anything there. You didn't have anything.
Oh, for my
It was
discard. Yeah,
empty. Yep.
that's right. So now I have $3 to spend. Wow, that's pretty sad. Wow, there's.
Or 5 if you didn't want to trigger the aerodynamics, but
I do
you
not
probably want to
wear.
trigger the aerodynamics.
Exactly. Oh. Okay. Well, my $3, I guess, will be getting a 5th gear.
Okay.
Which will go here.
Yep.
And that will go. Sorry, that will go there.
Yep. Okay. So
All right.
then move your car.
Indeed. It had some engine troubles.
A little further.
Oh. Where's it going? Oh, there.
Yep.
Sorry, and I don't remove the blue. I remove this, this, and this, which goes here.
Okay. Now, this is where the wear phase happens, which Mandi did go through the black, which would mean she has to take 4 wear. However, she has that red cube, and in this case, it's aerodynamics. She takes no wear. So that would be using that cube, so you can slide that one over.
They have corrupted Nerfenstein.
Nice. Welcome to the clan, officially. Okay, so 2 blues means I get to move on 2 colors of my choice. I will move here and here. So you get those back.
You.
And then draw 7. Okay, so I've got a wear that I'll just move over. I have a nitro that I'll trigger. So I get to draw 2.
Goodness.
1 in active, 1 in discard. Ooh.
That is not a great pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh.
Yikes. Dun, dun, dun.
I will keep the crate motor and put the crew chief into discard. Okay. Now it is time to move it, move it. Oh, and you passed
Yes.
start finish line, so you're on final 2 laps. I think it's just use it as 1, 2, 3. 1 there, 1 there, and get around that corner. Yeah, I think that's the best use of that. That leaves me with a yellow that I'm not going to remove from the game because I'm so low on those. So I'm going to use that to purchase, but also trigger my driver ability. Lets me draw 3 more. Blah.
That's good.
Not for spending, because this is strictly buy phase, right?
It's just for buying right now.
These, the 3rd gears, are not worth anything, and this is
unfortunate.
worth $1. So out of 3 cubes, I got $1 worth.
Well, you could get another aerodynamic. It's worth $2 if you need to use it.
$4, eh? All right. So these ones, if I'm not keeping them to buy, I'm either throwing them back in the bag or removing them from the game. I'll throw them back in the bag. And that leaves me with $4 that I will use to grab a 6th gear.
There you go.
All right, so then it's time to move my car. Yep. Those come off.
Yeah.
Decline, so that was all in the dark gray. I do have to take 3 wear for that.
Ouch.
And then you get to move 1 of your choice. And I draw 7 more. Over to you.
Wow, well, I have a lot of yellow here. However, I'm going to do my action phase of my driver. So I get to place up to 3 cubes from my discard pile into the bag.
Yep.
So obviously I'm going to take these blue babies, and I'm going to take the purple. Good choices. We'll find out. There we go. Okay, now, for the time being, it's a little rough. Yikes. But I don't necessarily want to get rid of those. Or do I? Yeah, not so much. We'll have to take a look at the situation here. It's not looking good. Let's be quite frank about that.
And when you're making these decisions, like I had to burn through, what was it? I think I spent 3 of those yellows on 1 turn, which it did eventually get me around the track a significant amount for that 1 turn. However, we are going to be using this car over 3 different races.
Eek.
So you don't want to spend everything in the first race and then not have anything left for the next 2. So I'm going to have to try and rebuild that back up again.
So I will be removing this.
Okay.
And I get to draw up to 3, but I will draw 3. Well, it's not what I wanted, but
The blue's good.
it'll do. It'll do. Okay. So right now, if I do the white, 1, 2, 3, but then I don't have another white, I would have to come down here. I don't necessarily want to do that. Okay, so if I use the blue, 1, 2, 3, and I have white 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3, and then I have the dark gray, which would literally take me, oh, it's only 1, which is kind of not so hot. And that'll take me another 1. So maybe we can find another way to do this. Okay, let's.
I think that's actually the
best
best
way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because when you're going through this chicane here, it is kind of like racing. You want to take the tight corners, right? You want to go wide and come in. So this is your best line,
best
going
way
like
to do
that
it.
and then coming back
Just
that.
seems like I
through
could have
there.
maximized that better.
So
But
it's kind of neat how they set up the board like that, where that is the best line, is to go through that way.
I don't remember what I did, so we'll have to pretend that I remember everything, which I don't. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
Blue.
Yes, it was blue. It's here. Thank you.
Technically, it was blue first, but either way,
It's
all representing white.
So I think from here I had to go here. Yes. So 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then I had my. Well, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And then there. I think that's as far as I can go, really,
Yep.
at this point. So now I get to buy. And I have $9. So I think at this point I can go over here and buy a 6 gear for 4.
Okay.
That cube's a little wonky do there,
It
but
is. There you go.
well, it's a nice square one. So that's 4, which leaves me with 5. I will actually. You know what? Don't necessarily want that yet. I will take. You know what? I will take another black.
Okay.
I lied. I'll take a gray, which
Okay.
is a 5th gear.
So that's $7. $2 left.
7. 2 left. Hui. Not too much at 2, so maybe I'll do a light gray for 2. And I've spent
Alright.
these now.
And move your car.
Yes. Boop. There we go. There we go. It was quick.
Driving sounds optional, but encouraged.
I
All
have
right.
jalopy apparently.
And then decline. So you went through dark gray. You're going to be taking 3 wear for that. Yes, you are taking 3
Yes,
wear for
I
that.
am. And unfortunately, I was hoping to draw out something else, but well, you know.
And I get to move 1 spot. So that's just going to be around the corner. So you can take that back
Thank you.
and throw those over into your discard and draw back up. All right, I have a lot of white and a blue. Actually, I really appreciate that extra move.
5. Glad to be of service.
Okay, so blue is going to go 1, 2, 3, using dark gray as the color of choice.
Ew.
And then I've got 5 whites, so it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that's the most efficient way to do that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and that means I won't be taking anywhere. That's a pretty clean turn. So, drive. Actually, no. Wait.
Are you buying?
I will, not with that though, with my ability. Oh,
Okay.
almost forgot about that. 3 cubes. Again, white does me nothing. Purple is the pit. Okay.
Could be good.
So no, here's where I'll describe what's about to happen. So I would love to have this back in my bag because I've got 4 wear sitting here, and it's the pit crew that allow you to remove wear from the game. However, on my next turn, I need to draw 7 cubes. So if I throw these back in, I've only got 1 cube in there. That's going to be 4 cubes, which means I'm going to draw those 4 cubes out. These go back in my bag. So that all of that wear is back in my bag before I even get a chance to pull that to remove them. So the timing on that is not great. And how much is it worth? $1.
Yes. So it's not breaking the bank here.
$1. Well, I definitely want white going through these corners. So those 2 I am going to throw back in. Question is, do I want this back in there? I don't think I do. Whether I spend it or not, I might as well put it in here so that I can just remove it from the options in my bag right now. It'll go back in, but okay. So purchasing.
Table flip moment.
Oh, why not? I'll use that for $1
All right.
to get another aerodynamics. So now I drive. I cross the start-finish line, so I'm on my final lap. Shortcut through there.
Yep.
And then I would take 4 wear for going through the black. However, with my aerodynamics. I don't need to worry about that, so that's quite handy. And then you can go ahead and move one color of your choice. And that is me. So now I need to draw back up to 7. I draw what's left, which is the 1 plus the 2 yellow or 2 white I put in there. And again, you only throw cubes back in when you go to draw, and there's nothing there. And over to you.
All right. So I guess I can move this to my discard, my where.
Yep, right to your discard. Yep.
Perfect. Because then I can use my crew chief where I get to draw cubes until I draw one non.
Yep.
And then it'll allow me to remove. Okay. And then that's going to go bye-bye. Thank you. And now, let's see here. So I'm just going to place these out, but I'll probably have to move them shortly. Okay, that's not the best way to go about that. So that's 1, 2, 3. Let's just see this for a moment. 1, no, if I go back up here, 1, 2, 3.
Now we've got some fairly efficient cars going at the moment where we're getting a good chance to remove the wear as we get it. I've played some card combinations where the card abilities are somewhat strong, but to use them you have to take additional wear on top of the normal wear you would take. And you end up with 6, 8, 10 wear in your bag, and you start pulling stuff out. And that's where I'll mention an alternative turn that you can take called Pit Stop. We probably won't see that as we're playing with this card combination because we do have efficiency going with removing it. But if you take a turn where all you pull is wear or a lot of wear, if you want, you can just remove all of it from the game. You would forfeit any other actions that you have available to you, but you can just remove them from the game. So if anybody's played Trains, it's similar to that, where there's the trash cards in Trains that just clog up your deck. Same idea. If you want to spend a turn just removing that, you can. But our cars are quite efficient, so we're doing okay with handling wear.
Eek. Well, it gets me a little bit farther.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's gonna work for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that.
So then spending?
Yes, I couldn't use this, unfortunately.
Yep.
Spending, I have 3 big ones. And what do I want for those 3 big ones? Wow.
While you're considering that, you did cross the start-finish line, so you are also on your final lap.
Wow. This is not easy. Okay, so let's go for the 3. Let's just do... let's just do a dark gray.
Okay. 5th gear.
Yes.
Go ahead and move.
Oh, we'll be quiet this time. Nope, that stays, and these come off.
Okay. And then where? So you went dark gray was the...
Right.
I went actually, you went through the black, didn't you?
Yeah.
So 4 wear.
4
well,
wear.
I did say we've got efficient cars going. Let's see how much wear we can build.
This is one slow racing game. Yes.
Okay, so then that leaves me 2 colors of my choice. So 1, 2. So you can take those back.
Yep.
And those go to your discard. Draw back up. Over to me. So let's see here. I don't want to use the yellow. I think I'm just going to be moving. Oh no. I'm left with the white conundrum again. White does no good through this whole strip. Yikes. And you're going to be moving on your turn. So my only other option is I could remove yet another yellow from the game. Oh, I don't want to do that.
You might have
Okay,
to.
I'm going to have to waste some cubes, I think. I think that's as good as I can get this round. I can't move any further with the white, and I don't want to risk just pulling more white with this. I can't waste it. So those won't be any good during the buy phase, but I will trigger buy phase and use my ability, so I get 3 more for purchasing power.
Not a lot of movement happening there.
Well, this is just for purchasing power.
Oh, yes, that's right. Use your
So
ability.
I can remove, so there is a wear, I will remove that from the game. I'm obviously not going to remove my pit crews. However, I think I might need those more in here because I'm going to be taking wear. I'm going to be taking 3 wear. And then if I draw those, I'll get to remove that wear. 3. However, if I put them here, that gives me $5 and I can get another one of the performance testing yellow cubes back. I want those back, so I'm going to do that. So I'm using that to purchase another performance testing. I will then move a very small amount.
Yeah, it's a little something. It's better than nothing.
And for that small amount, I take 3 wear. Ooh, that's a rough turn. All right, over to you.
Okay, okie dokie. Let's see if we can plan this out here. So I do have a dark gray, which would actually bring me to here if I decided to use it. We'll see how that pans out. And I have a light gray. I don't have any white, so I have to maneuver this a little differently. Actually, I won't be able to get very far.
You had the opposite issue I had over there.
Yeah.
All I had was white and couldn't use it.
Which is unfortunate, because if I use the gray, it's only going to bring me to there. But I have to do this as well, but I'll do that after. It doesn't affect me right now. Well, I think we're going to get rid of a yellow before I continue any further.
Okay.
So it allows me to draw. No, wait. Rewind. I'm going to trigger this.
Okay.
And put this. I can put up to 3 of those in here. And now I'm going to remove this and draw up to 3. Boop. Hopefully it's something I can use. Ugh, unbelievable.
Dark grays? Oh.
It's even worse. It's even worse. Yeah. Well, that did not go the way I would have liked. Unfortunately. But such is life. We got to work with what we have. So, if I use these, I have no choice but to do this. Because I don't have, well, I have white, but I need more than what I have. I can't use that. And this can bring me to here. There's nothing I can do. Even if I use it here, this and this are not very useful to me at the moment. But I do have this. Let's see if I can do this. Oh boy. Ooh. Hold on now. 1, 2, 3. And then I can use my dark gray here for 1, 2. Oh, only to here. Well, here.
No, 1 spot.
Oh, 1. Sorry, I'm thinking of
Thinking blue.
blue.
Yep.
Sorry, I was thinking blue in my head, but I will be able to use the black.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's
Which
the dark
puts you
gray.
just in front of me.
So
Oh, this is a close race now.
This should have gone here. Yeah, I think that's as much as I can do at this point. Just verify that situation. Yeah, because you blocked me there. That's there. I had to use the dark
Oh,
there.
this has become a very close race.
Yes, so I think that's all I can do there. I have nothing to buy with, so I'm just going to move at this point.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
And I'm going to get some wear and tear on the old car.
Yeah, you're going to get 4 wear on that.
We'll see how it happens. We can smell the rubber burning on that one, That's right. Oh, dear. Oh, I think I moved my cubes by accident. Apologies.
That's okay.
I
Okay,
think that's
so then I'm going to get to move 1, so that's my move.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so then you can move those over and take your next 7.
Smell the rubber.
Oh, boy. I think I'm going to end up just short.
Oh, it'll be fine.
No, it won't. I'm going to be just short of the finish line. Oh, no. I need to see what you pull.
It's not great, but it's not horrible.
It's not enough to cross the finish line, but you have a yellow one there, which means you could draw 3 more cubes. Oh, no.
And I can increase my chances by putting other blue in there.
Yep. Well, how do I do this?
Yes, how do we do this?
That
Ooh.
only lets me move 2 with the blue, and then I'm giving you free movement too.
That would be correct. You would be giving me 2 if you use both.
Huh. Oh, I'm just gonna run out of gas, and that's where, see, I've got 2 were cubes in here. Oops. That's not doing me any good. I'll move those over to discard. Just as I was saying, we had efficient machines running. Now I have 5 were piled up.
I have quite a few myself, so let's just say.
All right, so if I do that, and then that, and then that, I just need that to win. Oh, so close.
Well, sorry.
So now the question is, can I block you? Hard to say when you've got the yellow.
Correct, because we do not know what I will be pulling out.
Well, at the very least, I'll have to do that to block that lane. So at least here, I'm forcing Mandy to have to find a dark gray or a black to get around me. I think that's my only option. So if I use that for 3, that's still the same. If I use that for 1 first, and then it's still the same. Yeah, I cannot make that any more efficient. Oh no, I'm so close. I need to Fred Flintstone it across the finish line. Okay, so that is that. I will save one of these to prevent taking wear. The other one I can use for spending. That's $2, and then I'll trigger my driver ability, which lets me draw 3 more. I'll remove that from the game. I'll put the white back in the bag, and I'll use that for purchasing. So 3 and 1 is 4. 4 to spend. I will take a crate motor. Yep, I'll take a crate motor. So then I'm going to move just short of the finish line. My red means I will not take any wear. You get 2 spots. Boop, boop. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see here now.
I'll draw these just in case, but I'm sure this is pointless.
1, 2. Oh, I have to go that way. I see what you did there.
Yep.
So I would have to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to see if I can make it without using it, but I don't think I can. I cannot. So I'm going to enact my phase of placing 3 cubes in the bag. Yeah. So I think I still have lots of the other ones in there. I will removing the yellow cube to draw 3 cubes from the bag.
Here we go.
Yeah, well, this could end up badly for me, so we'll see. 1, that's not great. 2, that's really good.
Oh no.
3, well, it's something.
That's game.
So
close.
does it matter? I guess I will do it. Because you're going to make me go through there anyways. Right? Well, doesn't matter. I could use my blue.
No, it does matter.
Oh, it does actually.
The blue's the only way you can get around me.
Yeah.
You needed to pull that, and that would put you up
there.
Yep.
I mean, do you want me to still go?
No,
Continue?
that's fine. That's
Okay.
that's the race.
And
But she needed to get a dark gray, a black, or something that could represent any color to be able to get around me. And
my chances were high though, because I had another black in there.
You pulled it with the yellow. Well, the black there doesn't do you any good. It's
I had another one.
Okay, so we can empty our bags. Mandy finishes first. Now I'll show.
Empty them out?
Yep, because now we get to work on our cars. We're using the sponsors.
Yep.
So one more thing that I hadn't shown yet are these score pads. Now this is more going to be used for there we go.
Oh.
For saving in between races. So if you do, like say you wanted to do a five track race and you were doing 5 laps on each, that's going to take a lot of time. What you can do is in between each race, you can write down on this sheet how many you have of each colored cube, what place you came in the different races, who your sponsor was, what your driver was, and your current point totals, so that you can save your race or save your season between sessions. Now, having said that, coming in first, so there is points.
Wait, there's more. Yes, there is more.
They have a chart here that shows a breakdown. Might not be able to make that out, but I'll read it out. So they do show you a chart. Now, again, when you're playing with a 2-player game, the season would, I think the season could be a lot of fun if you have 4 or 5 players. But with the 2-player game, it's first and middle place as opposed to first and last, because it's just first and second places. So in this case, Mandy's going to get 4 points. I'm going to get 3 for coming in second. But as you progress to the further tracks, that point differential is going to grow. So right now you have a 1-point lead on the season. So you got first and I got second. You got 4 points, I got 3. Oh, and our driver, I'm 0-4. Driver 0-4, your driver 0-3.
That is correct.
Okay, so because Mandy came in first, she gets first pick of the sponsors that are available, and then we'll get to trigger the first tier of abilities for that sponsor. And then I'll take whatever sponsor's left and trigger the second tier of abilities.
So when it says to remove up to 3 cubes, any cubes?
Yep.
Or where specifically?
Nope.
Or not where?
If it's where specific, it will actually say where.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the first one. It says remove up to 3 cubes.
Yep.
For each non-where removed, remove up to 2 where. Yeah, but I don't really
So say, for
cube.
example, you removed a white,
Yeah.
then you'd get to remove another
Right.
2 where on top of that.
But this one says remove up to 3 cubes, which I'm assuming can include where. Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay, and then gain up to 3 dark gray. Wow, that sounds kind of good. I'll take that one.
Okay.
Yes. So I keep it?
Yep. So that's your sponsor. And then what'll happen at the end of the next race, we're still going to go through, there'll be 2 new sponsors put here. Whoever comes in first, again, gets first pick. You don't have to keep that sponsor, though. If you want, you can sign on with that same sponsor from the first race and just discard the other sponsor. But what you're also doing is you're denying the other player from using that sponsor. Okay, so you go ahead and trigger yours first, and then I'll say what mine does.
Okay, so remove up to 3 cubes. Obviously needs to be these.
So removing 3 where. So this is where we get to work on our cars, fine-tune them a bit before we get into the next race.
Gain up to 3 dark gray, 5th gear cubes.
Okay. And I'm assuming you would like 3?
Yes, thank you.
Very nice. All right. So I am Dungeon Enterprise. Don't waste my money, son. So I'm using the second tier, which is remove up to 6 cubes. And for each non-where cube removed, remove up to 1 where.
Nice.
Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where sitting here in my car. I think I'm going to remove all 5 of those. Although I've got a lot of white now. You know what? I'm going to think about this a little differently. I want to get my car a little more efficient. So I'm going to remove 3 white, which for each non-where, I can remove another 2 where. So with those 3 white, I can remove 6 where, which is 5. And that's it. Remove up to 3 cubes. So, oh, sorry, remove up to 6 cubes, right, because I'm on the second tier. Right, second tier. Remove up to 6 cubes, and for each non-where removed, remove up to 1 where.
Right.
So 3 would be 3, and then I'll remove those for the 6 cubes. So I could still remove 1 more cube.
If required, maybe not. All right, there goes another white one.
Yep. Don't know how that's going to work. Let's find out. All right, so that's my sponsor. And this was yours, so those are yours as well. Those can go back. We'll throw those all into our bag. And now for a brief word from our sponsor while we switch tracks. And you can just take that mat out completely. We don't need that anymore.
Okay.
Next up is Monza. Now that was a bit of a slower track because it was so technical. Now you're going to find things are going to start to speed up. This one just has the one straightaway using black cubes. However, you can move that distance using just 2 black cubes. And then the last track that we're going to be on is a very quick track. Now this is one of the original tracks, and you can see it's got 4 lanes instead of 2, so it's much more wide open. There won't really be as much blocking. It can be tricky sometimes going through this corner, but for the most part, all colors are available if you're in the right spot. So you came in first.
Yes.
You're going to be going here. I came in second. I'll be going here. And I think we are ready to go. I think that's it.
Okay.
So we draw up, start our engines.
Let's hope I don't grab a whole bunch of brown ones. Yoicks. Well, there's one. And there's 2. Oh, that's not so bad. 7. All right.
And you're first. So now we're going counterclockwise around this track.
All right, what do we want to do here? Oh boy.
And you are the starting player, so I'll give you the checkered flag.
Thank you. So it seems like I have to move my way up here if I want to go anywhere. So I do have a dark gray, and I do have some light grays, but I could just do this and not waste it, but then I still need to get up here, which is still not going to do anything for me. So if I go here, okay, let me just throw this out here so I can see what I'm doing. Just let's, no, because I won't be able to use my white cube. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, that seems a little senseless, but I don't know what else to do. Then I won't be able to use my dark gray. Oh, I forgot I have the 3. Ew, what am I doing? Hold on, hold the phone here. So I can actually go 1, 2, 3 if I so choose, but I only have 1 white. Hold the phone here. 1, 2, 3. I have 1 white, but then I have, okay. It's just getting up to that top level is a bit of a situation, isn't it?
So these wider tracks with the 4 lanes, sometimes the difficulty is getting higher up on the track to the quicker lanes. But what could happen is sometimes you'll get up that high and then have all the white cubes that only let you move on the inside lanes, and there's no way to actually get back down the track. When we only had the 2 lanes, that was never a concern. The only concern with 2 lanes was having a car blocking us. But in this case, sometimes the track will actually block us as well.
Oh, this is terrible. If I do that, well, either way.
So there will be times when cubes just don't get used, and that's exactly what I anticipate for my turn.
1, 2, 3, and that means I wouldn't be able to use the white. It would make me come down here, and then I wouldn't be able to use the dark gray, so that doesn't really make sense. So if I do that, and then I do that, and then I do that, I think I'm gonna get in trouble here. And then I do, yes I am, and it doesn't count for anything. Or if I do that, nope, then I'll get stuck. Oh no, I won't actually. So if I do that, and then, oh, I'm doing this right, I'm counting. Not really counting. What did I just do here? Okay, so then I have to do that. And then I would have to do that. That is dark gray, right? It looks brown to me. And I have poop, so that goes to the end. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So then I drive all the way over here.
Yep.
Yes. And then I just remove these. Excuse me.
And you'll take 3 wear, because you went through the dark gray.
Woo, more brown stuff.
And I get to move 1, which I will. Take that back.
I know, right? But I'm also really slow.
What was that?
Oh. I haven't seen, all I see is a snail, so it amuses me that it's a faster track.
We're just getting started. Once we start getting the cubes through, it'll start going faster. Okay, So
This was just for the beginning round, right? The sponsor?
yes, but we keep that
just want to
because
make sure
we
I'm doing
could
that right.
use that into the next race as well. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is trigger my pit crew, the crew chief. So I will draw until I get a non-wear, and there's no wear in here, so I know it's the first one I pull. And I've got 2 blues.
That's nice.
And you're in my way. So there is still some blocking here. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, next turn is not going to be kind to me at all. Wow, that's bad. Interesting.
Okay, here we go. So with the blue cube, I'm going to go dark gray. So 1, 2, 3. Then I need to get around Mandy's car, so I will... Oh, I'm just short. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Sorry, which cube did you use? The blue?
Yeah, I used
From
the blue,
here?
dark gray from here.
Oh, you start beside me.
Nope.
Oh.
You used a blue cube, so I used it to move
That's right,
one
you get
spot.
to move.
Yep.
I forgot about the blue cube.
So from there I went 1, 2, 3. And then light gray to there, and then I'm going to use the second blue to go light gray again. 1, 2, 3. And then white cubes to go 1, 2, 3. That works. I'm okay with that. But I'm getting you off the hook.
Well, you know.
Where Mandy is right now, with the cube she has, she could move to here.
Yep.
And that's it. Then she's stuck because she'd need light gray to get out. However, using the blue cubes, I'm giving her a pass. Because she's going to get to move twice.
Yep. Works for me.
Hold on. Let me reconsider this then. I might use that blue for spending instead.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm still getting to move 1 at least, so that's not
You are.
something.
But you still can't get out of that.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
You'd have to burn a yellow, and I'd rather you did that. I went through way too many yellows last race.
But will I burn a yellow is the question. Probably not. It's actually cooler in here, so pants, I think, are on the menu today. We are wearing...
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm not going to say.
No confirmation, I'm so sorry.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Hella's other maple just wants to see my legs.
Oh, Nerfenstein. So it's funny that Nerfenstein mentions you saying the word out. But I think I say it differently, because I got so much flack about the way I say about in the States. I think I say it normally, but apparently I say not about.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, he's just trying to find a way for me not to get across where I'm at.
You know what? This is actually going to show one of the things that I didn't think would come up in 2 players.
But it has.
Which is, it's lane changes. I'm trying to remember the exact term that the expansion introduces. It's not.
That's why you peruse that term. See?
Yep.
Ripped Punzel.
Weaving.
You have killer legs. Everyone's jealous. See?
That's
still
true. Thank you. Okay. Yes, these could press a car. Okay. Speaking of cars. Yes, weaving. So in the base game of automobiles, for those that have played base game and not the expansion, I'm about to show you one thing that is new called weaving, and it makes movement on the track a little easier. Normally on a track like this with 2 players, movement is not that difficult. Weaving would be more important with multiple, anything beyond 2. But in this case, because I do want to get from high up on the track down to the inside, what weaving allows you to do is actually stop short within a section. So this section here is actually 2 spots because it has that dashed line in the middle. Base game, if I used a dark gray, you would have to move right to the front. And remember, you cannot move backwards and you cannot move sideways. However, with weaving, I could stop at that line and then I could use a white cube to then shift down the track. I am still getting forward movement. So I can do that and then continue on with the white cubes like this. So in the base game, I would be moving here and unable to use any of these white cubes. But with the expansion and the introduced weaving, I could do that to get back down that corner. I'm a little behind Mandi at this point, but I'm not making use of the blue cube, which would actually let her get much further. Could you get here than white? Yeah, I can't allow that.
And why not?
Although,
What?
white, and then you don't have any light gray.
Correct.
You have an awkward set of cubes there, don't you?
I sure do.
So you would still be stuck.
I'm still going to be stuck no matter what. No matter
1, 2.
what.
Oh, no, you're not. And then white, and then dark gray. And, oh, no, you'd get out of it. I need you stuck. Okay, so I'm going to use this for money, this for money. I'm going to use my driver's ability, so I'm just purchasing now. I get 3 cubes. Oh, there's a black one. I could put that back in. Actually, I probably won't get to black. I'll spend it. And that is worth money, and that is worth money. I'm just going to spend. So I've got 2, 5, 6, 9, $11 to spend.
That's quite a bit of money.
5, 10. And I don't want, I don't want that. I'll just spend 10 to get 2 more of those. Okay, so then I drive around to here, down to here. I do take dark gray. I do take 3 wear. You get to move 1 spot. Sorry, I had removed the blue.
Might as well go here.
Yep. 3 wear. Okay, that's my turn.
You sure now?
Yeah, there was a lot of puzzling through that. Sorry for the wait, but yeah, I've got that worked out now.
Oh.
It might, and you know what? It might not even work out the way I want, but we'll see.
Okay. So we'll make that go right to the discard, the wear.
Yep.
I will use my action to place 3 cubes from my discard into my bag.
Yep.
It would help to get a little extra stuff in here. So I'll place the blue, a gray, and a white in there.
Yep.
And then I can't really use any of these cubes where I am, so the white ones generally are not going to do anything for me. They're not worth anything, and I can't use them. So those will go there. However, I have these 2, 3, and the dark grays are worth 2 each, and the yellow is worth 3. So I think I'll just use them for money.
Okay.
2, 4, so 7. So I think what I will do at this point is that's 4. Although in this one it seems to be that one. I'm gonna take a purple for 4. And
Yeah, you've got some wear building up, right?
yeah.
That's my fault, because I said we had efficient machines.
You jinxed it.
Efficient machines going, and
that's what
as soon as I said that, we both started piling up with wear.
I know, it was terrible. And then I'm gonna have, so that's 4, 5, 6, and a red for 7. Meh.
All right.
That's
So no movement means no wear.
indeed.
Over to me. So first thing I'm going to do is trigger my pit crew. So draw until I have a non-wear, and then I get to remove the rest of my wear and discard. So that's 3 wear gone. Oh, very nice. You're going to get rid of a lot of wear.
All
Yeah.
right. 7 neighbors. I don't know how useful some of these cubes are.
All right, so I'm going to go white.
At least I can get out.
Light gray. 1, 2, 3 for light gray. Another for white. Not moving as far as I'd like, but giving you an extra move. I think at this point I can't hold you back any further.
I get other plans. Don't worry about it.
If I don't use that, you move. You move 1, you move 2. Yeah, you're getting out of there. So I'll just do that. And then 3, 2 is 5. I'm going to take another performance testing with those. Oh, wait. Not yet. I have the ability. Almost forgot. I get to draw 3. 1. 2, 3. I'm going to throw the the light gray back in the bag. I'll use this for spending, so that actually leaves me with 3, 6, 8 to spend.
Oh.
So I will still get another performance testing. That leaves me with 3. And a 6th gear. Yeah, 6th gear. And then I move to here, which would normally get me 2 wear, but I held back one of my aerodynamics, which means no wear here. You get to move 1. Over to you.
All right. Well, that's going to happen. Wear all the way to the discard. My purple allows me, maybe I should do that first.
Yeah, you should.
And that allows me to draw 1 cube, or until I draw 1 non-wear cube.
Yep.
Which I've done.
Mandy's car is about to get much more efficient.
And then I can get rid of all of these
Yeah.
awful wear.
Very nice.
I'm sure it'll accumulate more as it progresses.
3, 6, 7 wear cubes gone.
Yeah, that was pretty dire.
Nice.
So let's see now. So right now, that can happen. Or I could use a white, actually. Well, that depends on what I'm going to do in a second, so we'll find out. That'll take me all the way over there. No, I don't want to use a white. Well, no, I have no choice. I have absolutely 0 choice in that matter, because that's a dark gray. Or, do I have an or? Do I have an or? White. No. I might actually. Hold on. So if I do this, which I probably should have done in the first place, but whatever. Then I will be stopping. Well, I have a choice now, do I? Do I? Then I could just do that. No, I can't move there because you're there. Yeah. Okay, let's think about this. I have to think. I only have 1 gray. That's the problem. I don't have enough white to do what I want to do. Yeah, there's really not much that I can do, but I can use that for monies. I can't use that yet, and I cannot use that. Right. Doesn't make a difference. No, it does not. No, because I can't go anywhere from there. All right. So, this doesn't give me any monies.
Nope.
Meh, so that's gone.
6th gear is worth 3 and 5th gear is worth 2, so you got 5 to spend.
5. So I think with my 5. Oh wait, am I still in my actions? Yes. Did I do this? I did not do this. I can use my driver to place 3 cubes in my bag.
Okay.
Darn right I will. This seems to be a problem for me. So 2 grays and a purple are going back in. And now I can spend my 5
Yep.
to get another yellow.
All right. Move your car.
Yes. Here to here.
And take your wear.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, over to me. I've got nitro. Lets me draw 2. 1 goes in active, 1 goes in discard.
Oh, that's interesting. But very effective.
Crew chief
Oh, 1 more.
does not do me any good. So that's going to go in discard. And then performance testing. I have a 6th gear that I really want to make use of. To do so, I need to get to one of these 2 spots. Can I get there? 1, 2, I don't think I can. 3, 4, not quite. I would need to go up here, start changing lanes, and I need 1 more light gray. So
Wow, and I have no blue. I just
I'm going to do it. I'm removing one of my performance testing to draw 3 more.
This could do it.
Well, blues will do it.
Yep. Indeed they will.
Okay. Start your engines indeed. So if I go how do I get up there though? The lane changing is difficult on this track.
It is. I would agree on that.
2. Huh. And then light gray, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It seems like such a waste when I could even do that with whites. Oh, actually, you know what? That's what I'll do. Okay, so I'll do that, and then I'll use this for dark gray to go 1, 2, 3. I'm still not going to be using my... Well, I might as well use black to get there. I'm not getting the full benefit of black, but that's okay. And then I'll use this for dark gray to go 1, 2,
Oh, we didn't have a dark gray. Oh, I see.
Yeah, another blue that
Yeah.
I can use for that. Okay, I'm happy with that. And that leaves me with $6 to spend, where I will take another performance testing. And one more aerodynamics. Actually, before I do that, I will not forget my driver's ability. I will draw 3 more cubes for spending. 1, these go back in. That's useless. 2, 3, that's some money.
There you go.
But that I would prefer to have in here. And this, you know what? I'm just getting rid of it. Okay, so that leaves me with $9 to spend. So I will get another performance testing and another crate motor. Now to move.
Yeah, making the rounds.
And that lets you move 2.
1, 2.
And I did get up into the black track, so I do take 4 wear for that. Over to you. And I cross the start-finish line.
There you go.
2 laps to go.
So this goes to here. And then this goes to here. If I'm looking at this correctly. Actually, before I even do that.
That would.
Yeah, they're back here, sorry. Yeah. Actually, before I even do that. Let's just forget what I just started there. That's that. So let's do, actually that should go there.
Yep.
Now I have my purple, which allows me to draw 1.
Which is going to get rid of 4 more wear. Very nice.
Yeah, I was hoping that would pop out. Excellent.
Nice.
That's going to get rid of these. Thank you.
Very good.
And now we can start doing what I wanted to do. Make some sense here, Mandy. Make some sense. Okay, so if I do black, I don't think I'm getting my full benefit of it, but I don't really have any other options. So this is going to let me go 1, 2.
Yep.
Which is fine, because if I do it the other way,
No, that's the
be,
furthest we
it
can move
makes
with that. Yep.
the best options are there. I do have
And
this.
you even pulled in aerodynamics on that as well, which means you won't be taking any wear.
Exactly.
So otherwise, you'd be taking 4.
Yes, after I got rid of all of it, I'm trying to avoid that. Righto. Righto. Or do I want to do... No, I have to. The white can't go there. White cannot go... Nope. White is going to be a bit of a waste of this round, I believe. Because I cannot go any farther with that.
Unless you wanted to go here. Because again, using the... What did I say it was called?
Yeah, but it doesn't have a dotted line, does it?
swerving.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like here.
Exactly.
And then to here.
Weaving. Weaving.
Yeah, I didn't see the dotted line there, that's why. Yeah.
If you wanted to. That just depends.
Well,
this is a little further ahead, but it leaves you high on the track, and if you pull a bunch of white, you can't get back down again. So
Not
it depends
to mention,
on...
I feel like I was wasting that.
Depends on where you want to be.
Lots of sound effects in the chat. Okay, so did I put my 3 in already? I don't recall. Well, that's fine. I don't think I did. Did I?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. Well, either way, we won't do it just in case I did and I forgot. I should just start with that so I don't forget. Let's do, sorry, this is going to happen later, but that'll be the last action. And then this I'm going to use to buy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Leave that here just so you don't forget that, because sometimes when you buy, things all pile up in here, and I know in the past we've wondered, is that something you've purchased or is it something that you have available to you? So until you actually trigger it, leave it in your active.
I'll take a red, and I'll take the aerodynamics, and I'll take. So I may have, what did I say, 3? So this is 1.
$2 left.
And I'll take a
Fourth
dark
gear.
gray.
Fourth gear would get you.
Sorry, a light
$2.
gray.
Yep.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
No, I have $3.
Yeah. So 1 in your hand.
Right.
Leaves you 2.
Oh no. Oh, that's 3.
Yep.
My apologies. Yes,
Yep.
I was looking at the wrong number. Okay.
Okay. All right. So now you move your car.
Yeah. And where was I here? Oh wow. I traveled quite extensively there.
Which would normally take 4 wear, but you've got that red cube in your active, so that's triggered, and then I get to move for that one blue cube, so you can take that back.
Thank you.
And draw your next 7. Okay, so I'm going to start with my crew chief, so I will get to get rid of that wear, which is great. So 4 wear gone. Quick pit stop. Now, I'd love to use that black again. Oh, and you did cross start finish. Can I get there? Not with what I've got.
But you got a yellow.
To get out of here, I need light gray. And that's the tricky spot with this board. Once you get up here, the only way out is light gray. So I could use the blue to get through that. Seems kind of a waste of blue to just go to here. And then I'm stuck again. I can't use my whites from there.
Oh dear.
Okay. Removing performance testing. Let's see if I can get this to work. Hoping for some light gray in here.
And hoping and wishing.
Got 1. Let's see if that's enough.
Is it?
I'll use the pit crew. That'll let me draw 1 more. Of which I have none, so oops. These go back in. I'm glad I got to remove that wear before those went back in. Another yellow. Okay. So let's see if I used light gray and white to get around the corner. I could then go 1, 2, 3. Oh, just short. No, no good. Performance testing. Gotta go.
Gonna do it. Gonna do it.
Of course, pushing hard didn't get me. Oh,
There we
go.
Lots of blue.
There we go. Okay, this is going to be a big turn. And I do have the aerodynamics as well, so I won't have to take a hit with the wear. Fantastic. So, blue, 1, 2, 3. Oh, boy. That's awkward. That is awkward. I'm 1 short. So I'm going to have to use a blue to go 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
That is so awkward.
But then you
Or
got your
actually, I guess from here it's 1, 2, but still, it needs to be done so that I could use my blacks to go. And then my blues to actually lap you.
Yes.
To go 1, 2, 3. That I will take.
Yep.
So that's going to cross. So I'm on my final lap. Yeah, I think that's the best way. I don't get to use this white, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. So that leaves me with 3 and 2 is 5 to spend. Oh, before I do that, I get 3 more cubes with my driver ability for spending purposes. Oh, that's some monies. So I get 3, 6, 9,
Wow.
11, and 12. I get 12 to spend. 5, 10, and 2 is 12. And then I drive all the way around back to here. Scooping these up. I would normally take 4 wear, but I do have aerodynamics, so no wear for me. However, I did use 3 of the crate motors. You get 3 individual moves on colors of your choice.
3.
3.
Holy lifting.
Yep.
All right, well, I see you're blocking up that area, so.
Yep. It's all right, you have no dark gray to use anyway.
Exactly, 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Probably the best thing.
All right, over to you.
Okay. So let's see. I got a bit of thinking to do here. I could do
I'm cycling through this quite quickly. 2, 4, 6.
That'll stop me there. So if I do 1, 2, 3.
I want to get another beverage, but I don't want I don't want to reveal whether or not I'm wearing pants today.
Ugh, that is just garbage.
But since you're thinking,
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna spend a while doing this, so go gangbusters.
Survey says.
Shorts. Might as well. Might as well. Ugh, this is awful. It's not a good position. 1, 2. And then I could do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Before I go any further, I plan these things out and I don't think about it, as usual. So let's go here. Get the wear out of the way.
Yep.
Then I have my cube. Actually, let's do my green cube here, which is nitro. Draw 2 cubes, place 1 in your active pile.
Yep, that could make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Oh, perhaps, actually. Draw 2 cubes, place 1 in your active pile and the other in your discard.
Yep. Now, if Hellas Other Meeple is still watching,
I think so.
aside from the reveal of pants or no pants, getting a shot of my legs, this was my other option for theme. Now, I know the pinstriping on the hard cream soda you said was a little loose, and I agree. The other option was going for as dark of a beer as I could find, representing the oil in the game, right?
2.
So this is a double mocha stout, a strong stout beer.
3. Then that doesn't really give me much else.
Cheers.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's as far as that's going to take me, which is unfortunate.
So where are we at here?
I'm still thinking about it.
That leaves you 2 blues.
Yeah, which is not ideal.
It's very difficult. This corner is tricky because not only do you need specific colors, but if you switch to the outside lane of 1, it's hard to get back to the outside lane to get into the black areas.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, actually, at the end of the day. It's 1, 2, 3. It's actually going to take me a bit further if I do it this way. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Yeah, because I guess it'd be the same color. 1, 2, and 3.
Yep. Yeah, if you could have gone 1 more, then you'd
Right.
make use of the dark gray, but you're
I
just
can't.
1 short. Yep.
So, all right. Well, that's that. Yes. So I did that. I have nothing to buy.
Okay.
So that's not happening. I'm gonna move my car to here.
Yep.
And I will remove these from the board.
Okay, and then you went through. You did go through dark gray here, so you take 3 wear.
Thank you.
And then I get to move 2 spots, so I'll move 1, 2. And you get those back.
Stout. Stout must be heavy. I've never had it, so.
It's yes, it is a thicker, heavier beer, and this one is not only just a stout, it's a strong one at 7.4% as well. Stouts aren't normally that strong necessarily, although some of my favorites are upwards of 10% and even over. Oops. Okay, so I've already got my cubes out here. I will trigger a nitro first. So I get to draw 2. One goes in active, one goes in discard. Oh, and this is an interesting choice. I have a black one. The question is, can I use it?
Wow, that's an odd draw, but okay.
If I went 1, and then light gray, I don't think I can use it.
His track is a different one, that's for sure.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. White. Oh, I think I can. I think I can.
You can do it.
So if I went white, blue to there, white, blue, white to there.
So you can see it's quite the
light gray
process to
there.
kind of think of where you want to go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then I'll trigger my crew chief just to draw until I get non-wear, which is, the first one I pull. I think that's going to be game. All right, so how did I work this out in my mind? I went white to take the inside corner. Blue to go 3 here. White to get around there. Light gray to get here. Black to get there.
Nice.
And then blue would get me
Take you right over
around to there to the finish. And that's where I get to shake the bottle.
Exactly.
All right. So, taking wear is irrelevant. Actually, no, taking wear is not irrelevant. I will take wear for that because I did go into the black. So that does still go into the car. So I do take 4 wear for that.
Yep.
Okay. We can empty out our bags, work on our cars before we go into the final race. Yep. So winning that one, first place was 5, second place 3. So at the moment, I'm at 8, you're at 7. It all comes down to who wins that last one.
Yes, absolutely.
So now I get first pick of sponsors. We didn't put the sponsors out, did we? Did we put? I thought we did.
So did I. Maybe we didn't. Maybe you accidentally shuffled them back in.
Oh, I think I might have just put them back on top
Just
again.
on top?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so we've got 2 different new sponsors. Let's see, I get first pick. Remove up to 3 cubes and spend up to $10.
That's nice.
Or remove up to 3 cubes and spend up to $8. I wonder what I'll pick. Now, I don't have to use that again. I can, if I want, I can stick with the original sponsor, and then I'd get to trigger that first tier ability, as opposed to last time I only got to do the second tier. Now that is remove up to 3 cubes, and for each non-wear removed, remove up to 2.
So do we trigger these before we see what the next board looks like?
We already know what the next one is, because we decided ahead of time we're doing Talladega next, and that is it. That's the one that we actually zipped around quite quickly. So this last track will go...
It makes a difference.
Very fast, yeah. And spend up to 10, eh?
I'm going to put my pedal to the metal on this one. Oh, I have plans. Ha 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 ha. But yes, you are absolutely correct.
Yeah, it comes down to who wins the last one.
Right
and
to the floor.
If you're tied after the last race in terms of overall points, the tiebreaker is whoever won that last race is deemed the winner. Now, there are a lot of spots that you'll notice on the track where it's also equal. And when it comes to abilities that mention either players further behind, or if it comes to breaking a tie, say somebody finished and then other players, it's whoever has the inside track is actually leading. So it's not just a tie, it's whoever has the inside track is leading. Okay, I'm going to actually discard that sponsor and make use of my original one, which lets me remove up to 3 cubes, and for each non-wear removed, I can remove up to 2 wear. So I will remove 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the inside track, that totally makes sense.
Removing that.
Okay.
Yep. So those are out of the game. So then you can grab that last sponsor.
Which I will reject. because I don't want to remove up to 6 cubes and spend $5.
Okay.
I have other plans.
Okay, so you'll use the sponsor you currently have?
So now do I get to use the first, or I'm using the second option on
because
this
you came
one?
in second.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is still fine. So I'm going to remove up to 6 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can gain up, so I'm going to get rid of all the wear. 5 of those. And I get to gain up to 2 gray 5th gear cubes. So
Nice.
it's the lighter gray, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope, 5th
no, it's
gear
the
would be the
darker
dark gray. Yep.
So they'll take 2 of those bad boys. And we'll see if that helps us out. So this is going to be a bit of a doozy.
So get you to move your drink closer to you. Thank you.
And this is actually going to be over on your side.
All right, are we getting all the tracking? Yes, we are. Excellent.
Oh, that's you. Awesome. So you know the Nerfitsy just added to Die 4 Games to an article for Gamapalooza Australia today.
Oh, that was the
So that was the
interview.
So
Oh,
thanks for that.
nice.
I'm looking
Thank
forward to reading it. So we'll check it out, or if you have time, pop over the link and we'll make sure to post it up, or maybe even try and get it on the website or something. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
How close was I with the and that's the Australian connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
How close was I with the Australian comments on that? I'm quite curious.
What,
all right.
on your interview?
Yeah. I've worked with some Australians and
Oh.
yeah.
Have I? Yes, I have.
Okay, so I came in first. So I will line up first, you will line up second. So we've got a much larger track going here, but there are many lanes that you can use multiple colors in. So this is a lot faster, whereas the last one, you could get stuck in a lane where there was only one color to get out of. This, there are many options.
Yeah.
There will be some tricky parts in terms of using the inside lane and being able to get back out again, but if you can get up high, sometimes it's easier just to stay in the outer lanes.
Ooh, Talladega, like Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, yeah.
No, not the interview. Oh, it's a different one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. No, that was, I think, someone else. Oh, about good YouTube channels, interviews. Oh, fantastic. Oh my gosh, that's even better.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm even more excited. Yay.
Okay, so cubes in the bag.
Yes.
Nope,
Too
missed
busy
one.
enjoying the lovely things that
Yes.
Nerfitsy's doing for us. Okay.
And draw 7.
Oh yeah.
Start your
Should
engines.
do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alrighty. That's a very interesting draw.
Let me see.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be good. Could be. Maybe not. You. Burr.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with Nitro. Lets me draw 2.
That's nice.
1 in active, 1 in discard. I'll take the light gray because the pit crew does me no good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start laying it out. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. Sometimes you can try and work through it in your head, but you're allowed to move these around. So have the visual representation there for you.
I need to lay them out.
It's much easier.
I agree.
So let's see. If I did that, that leaves me a blue. It would be nice if I could get up to the dark grays. So what I'll do instead is that white to get here,
Yes.
light gray to get here, and then I'll use the blue for dark grays to go 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Much better.
There you go. That's all right.
I like that. All right, that leaves me with 3 yellows that I will just use for purchasing, and using my driver's ability to take 3 more for purchasing power. The black I want back in the bag.
Yeah.
The red I want back in the bag. The yellow I will keep out. So that's my manager. So I've got $12 to spend.
That's a fair chunk of change.
Taking 2 more of those. And that's it. So then I move around to here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take these off. I did move through a black section, so I do have to take 4 wear. And then you get to move 1 spot.
Yeah, I need to think about this here. Does it? Well, it kind of matters. Not really. I want to move up there, but I don't have black anyway. Sure, why not? We'll go here.
Okay. And over to you.
All right. Well, can't use my ability because I have nothing here. I could do this part of it, even though I don't have any wear, which allows me to draw one non-wear. Oh, well, that didn't really pan out the way I would have liked. But such is life. So now I have a darker gray, or sorry, a light gray I could use, which would allow me to do potentially this. And then, ooh, I gotta think about this, actually. Yeah. I could do that. That is not really the best use of my ability by going down there. Well, maybe we will use these whites. Maybe. It will help me. Highly doubtful. And then that can take me here. It's not as far as I would have liked, but it'll take me here. Actually, here.
Yep.
Yep, just counting that out.
This will be a much faster race.
One. Wait, no. Oh, it's black. I can only do that because I can't go there.
What do you have left?
Actually, that would have made more sense if I did that differently. I can use the dark gray to go... No, so I can use the blue. I need to think about this here.
Sure.
2, 3. Okay. So if I actually use the dark gray to go... Sorry, the blue to go 1, 2...
That's 4 separate sections.
It's 4 separate. Oh, well, never mind. I don't know why I can't see these same lines in my brain. Then never mind. The way I did it before was right. So then I'm going to go here.
However, you can go above me instead of below me. Use the blue for black instead of
That's
gray.
what I had initially, but didn't realize the lines were here. So this is actually exactly what I had before. But then I was changing it.
What I mean is, from here, use that for black instead of dark gray that you were trying to do. So go above me instead of go around the outside instead of the inside. So black, it's 1, 2, 3.
Yep, no, that's what I had before, and then I switched it.
And then you still have this. You were using this here.
Oh, I see
and
what
then
you're
using
saying.
that for 2.
Got it.
Use that for 3, and now you can go even further.
Yeah, I'm gonna get screwed later, but that's okay.
Up to you. If you want to stay there instead,
No,
you can do that.
Wasn't why. Hoping it comes out. All right. No, I gotta do this first. All right, so I have a buy action for 3. What can I get for 3? That's of interest.
So you don't have to use all of the cubes. Like for example, Mandy can get to here, or if she wants, if she's not comfortable being that high on the track, she could stop earlier and use that for buying instead. So there is a lot of strategy in terms of how you use the cubes that you have, and also, especially at higher player counts, the potential strategy of blocking other players as well, because you can box racers in.
So I just use the my yellow to get a darker gray, which is a, don't tell me, 5th gear.
Yep.
And there's that.
Okay, so then I get to
gonna
move
go there.
1.
Yep.
So I'll do that. And you went through the blacks, so
Yep.
you're taking 4 wear.
Thank you.
Welcome. And over to me. All right. I'm going to start with my pit crew, which is great because I just took 4 wear. So I draw until I get non-wear. I'll take that. I get to remove all of the wear. And then I've got 3 blues to use. Holy blues clues.
That's good. Lots of blue.
So I'm going to use it for light gray to move 3. Then I'll use another one to move 3 black around to there, which 2 laps remaining, just like that.
Mm-hmm. So there you go, Christine. It's going faster now.
Yep. And then I'll use another blue to go dark gray, 1, 2, 3, and I literally just went all the way around the track, a black to move to exactly where I am right now.
Nice.
Huh. And you know what? Because of that,
Might as well keep going.
I'm going to see if I can push it. This is the last race. So I'm going to use my performance testing to draw 3 more.
Might as well.
I'm passing myself. There's another black.
Perfect.
And another yellow. I'm going to keep pushing.
Might as well.
Yep. Drawing 3 more. So that's 1. These go back in. 2, 3, which is 2 more yellows.
Could still keep going.
I could, but I know I have a lot of yellows in there. So I think
Okay.
what I need to start doing is just purchasing the gears to just start getting around the track. So I think I'm good with that. I'll use, so you're here. I'll use a black to get here. And a light gray to move there. The white, actually, why not? Why not? I have 1 white, I'll use it.
Exactly. Might as well.
Okay, so that's going to leave me with 3, 6, 8 to spend. I'm going to take 2 6th gear cubes. And then because of my aerodynamics, I am not going to take any wear as I travel all the way around the track and again up to here. Taking these off the board, leaving you with 3 movements.
Oh, all right then. If I must.
3 spots of your choice.
So that can go 1.
Yep.
That's 2.
Yep.
And that's 3.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
Yoink.
I'm on my...
You lapped.
No,
And then
wait.
you lapped. And
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
on my final, right?
right, and I'm on my second.
Because I actually did lap you.
Yep, and now I'm on my second.
Passed and
You did.
you're...
That is correct.
Wow, yeah,
Dude,
okay.
holy crap. See? That
Yeah.
should tell you from the reaction that that's exactly what just
Yep.
happened. Exactly. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That just, is that right? Is that...
Escalated quickly,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
You can, in the chat, they will double check, but yes, I believe that is correct. Okay. So I will take 3 cubes from here and put them into my bag. That's kind of nice. Oh, and why not? So we'll do that to start. Then we might as well. I got lots of dark gray, which is kind of nice, and a blue. That's always nice too. So 1 can go here. Just mess around till I figure it out.
Yep.
2 could go 3, but then I feel I'm not maximizing that.
Because we're playing something that is, related to pit crews and engines and stuff, all I have in my mind for anybody that has watched IT Crowd, and I know there are some of you out there that have, I keep wanting to say the roar of the grease and the smell of the paint, although that quote is meant for, oddly enough, musicals, but in an odd way. You'd have to have watched IT Crowd to get that, but that's all I've got stuck in my head. The Work Outing. Fantastic episode.
All right, well, I'm going to toss this yellow to draw another 3.
The blue is going where?
Did I do that wrong?
So you're using dark gray,
Yes.
and then blue as,
As dark gray.
if it's dark gray, it's 1, 2,
Sorry,
3. Yeah.
3. Why do I do that? Every time I do it on that particular one. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Doesn't make a difference. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I drew 3 more, and it really is poo-poo, but such is life. So that's 1, and that'll be 2. That's as far as that's gonna go, I think. So we can go here. Yes, this is dark gray. For 1.
Yep.
Actually, no, I can't do that. I have to go here. No, wrong cube. Wrong cube. I cannot use the light one later. So if I go here with the dark, yeah, I won't be able to use it. So it has to go here. And then I can go here. Which is not ideal, but it's all I can really do at this point. And I can't use my white cubes. Boo.
I'm gonna squeeze out a little more.
Hold on a second. All right. Let's redo this. Let's start over.
Sure.
I wonder if that'll make a difference. Let's go here. I feel like I want to use these because they're not worth anything anyway, so yeah, might as well. Well,
You might have a hard time getting back up the track, though.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, I think I just have to forego the white. They're a problem for me right now. What is that, dark? 1, 2, 3. Oopsie. I think I was somewhere around here. I don't remember where I was. You're gonna have to fix that. I don't remember where I was.
That's me, and I think I was there.
Okay. Good luck, Mandy. Oh no, I'm not passing anything.
Easiest way to look at it is the blues are most efficient used for black. Right? So you've got a stretch of 3 black here that would be best for your blue.
All right. Well, I'm not winning this at this point. So you know what? At this point, it really doesn't matter.
You can get quite far with that. Yeah, start with that. And that's what you started with last time. But then you used a dark gray to get here. But instead of doing that, use your black, or sorry, your blue as a black. And that'll get you out to here.
All right. Let's give this a whirl. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And now use your dark grays.
1, 2. Is that? I can't see that. 1.
Yep. That's 1.
2.
So just put your cubes down.
3. Sorry, I'm just counting something here. Oh, I have 4. That's fine. All right. So for those of you who are wondering, I actually have difficulty seeing the colors on the board. 1, 2.
Now you can start.
3.
Yeah, there you go.
And I guess that's really all I can do there. There.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you can use your white ones as well.
And then here. I don't pass the finish line, which is hilarious, but there we go.
Yep.
So
that got you a lot
happens.
further that way.
That is very true.
Yep.
And then
when you have blue cubes like that, that let you move. Now, keep in mind, something I will mention, just to remind you, there are 5 different categories of cards that we're using here, but each category has 7 different cards. So you can have a wide variety of combinations going on here. But the card that we're currently using for the blue one, the crate motor, lets you move 3 spots of the same color of your choice. So you want to look at, in your path, where is the largest section of 3 colors that are the same in a row.
So I won't be taking anything because of my red.
Nice. So you would normally be taking 4, but you get to avoid that. And I get 1 free move.
That is correct.
Okay, so then you can take the blue back.
Thank you. And
Draw 7 more.
My turn.
All right, can I get across the finish line? Let's start with Nitro. I get to draw 2. 1 goes in active, 1 goes in discard. Huh. Interesting. And there's 1 cube left there. So I'm going to do something a little odd, which is going to be keeping the performance testing and removing the blue.
Well, you don't need that many to win. We got lots of yellow cubes, so.
Yep. So I'm going to use the performance testing to draw 3, which will then throw that back in along with all the other ones. And then to draw 3, I want to go as far as I can, because you'll still get another turn.
Yeah, but I'm not, with the cubes I have, I'm not making it anywhere.
And then it is whoever's furthest. Basically, I'm just going to be using my entire bag at this point.
Yeah, well, we might as well. It's not like you can use it for anything else, so you might as well.
Yep, there's
It's
no
all
point in
yellows,
buying.
So, might as well.
And there we go. I am out of cubes. So, how far can I get with this much monies?
Pretty sure you'll get pretty far.
So I need to get back up the track to make best use of this. So if I went 1, 2, 3, so I'll do that. 1, 2, 3 with the black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any dark gray. How did that happen?
Yeah, just got lots of blue.
Light gray, light gray. 1, 2, 3 with the blue. One, 2, 3 with the dark gray. Which is kind of irrelevant. Going to be going around a few times here. Okay.
Oh, you might as well.
Yep.
I will be
Black.
passing it and not passing again.
Black for the second time. Blue to go. This is awkward. I can't even draw anymore. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Black. Black. Light gray. White. White. So, I'm here. I just went around the track twice to get back almost to where I am.
Yeah, pretty close.
So I crossed the finish line, and then I'll just do that to mark another lap. I've got no more cubes to draw, so the pit crew is pointless. I won't be taken anywhere, which is also pointless because that was my last turn. So having done that, you then get 4 moves.
4 moves. Well, we might as well make it count. 1. And then I guess it makes sense just to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, that's the best way to do it. 2, 3, and 4.
And you were there. If you went, right, you were there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you could end up there.
Sure.
So it depends on what cubes you have next and what you want to use, but I think it's kind of irrelevant right now.
Well, really, exactly. I mean, I'm doing it
because you're
for
going to need to do. Yep.
It won't happen.
You'll
But
need to do the final lap to finish. Yeah, you've got 3, 4 laps to go. I can't even remember, but
so let's. Why not? Just for the sake of argument here. So we'll start with my ability.
yes.
Sure. Why not? Allows me to put.
Get a blue back in there.
Oh, there's blue.
Yes.
Didn't even see it. Okay, let's do that, and then we will use my purple.
Yep.
And that will allow me to draw 1.
At the very least, pitting will get your car nice and shiny for the closing ceremonies.
And these are gone.
Yep.
So thank you. And might as well use that yellow to draw another 3 and see what happens. Oh, well, the green allows me to draw 2, and then I get to decide which one I'm keeping active.
Yep.
Oh, well, doesn't really matter because they're both dark gray.
All right.
And I think that's as far as that's going to go. So we'll just continue along.
So that's a nice long straightaway of 3 black.
Excuse me. So can I use that? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And then we'll do this for 1. And okay, let's see, what do I want to do here? I guess we'll do this for another one, and then we'll do the black goes. I have to check these lines because I can't see them. Thank you. And then we'll do the dark gray, which is, I think that's that. And then that's there. And
almost all the way around. What do you have left? All the way around. There you
Okay.
go. Exactly all the way
I
around.
could have done this and then this,
Sure,
but
there.
whatever. It doesn't really matter. So that happens.
Okay.
I'm just going to use this because I would have had to take wear anyway, but I'll leave it there for now. And then I would just move around, come back here, take all of these off. I mean, technically you do still get another move. Boop. There you go. I don't take any wear. And that's it.
All right. There you go. So then the final race, or in our case the third race, which is the final race, 6 for first, 3 for second. So you've got 10 points final, and I've got 14 points final.
There you go.
There you go.
Not too shabby.
That is a racing season in the bag.
Well done. My car stalled out, but that's to be expected.
Well, I had started stockpiling those performance testing, and that's what really pulled it off here was getting to just I knew it was my last turn, so I could just throw those all away and just keep pulling cubes to the point that I had my entire bag's worth here and just keep going around the track.
Checkered flag, I know we needed that.
Yeah.
For the stream. Yeah, close enough.
There's your checkered flag.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, automobiles.
Yeah, so this is woo, yeah, the woo, and then I'll give you the who. Woohoo! So this is definitely different than the games I generally play. So I always tell people the story. When I was growing up, I was horrific at anything that's spatial or reminds me of problem solving. And this game reminds me of both of those things. So therefore, I am not particularly good at it. So I did, for myself, find it hard with the lines, but I think that's just for me. I have a hard time seeing them or differentiating. My brain just doesn't pick up. I'm like, oh, wait, that's too far. So if you notice, I did that a lot. So for me, this is the type of game I would have difficulty playing, as you can see from the video. It's not a bad game by any means. I know a lot of people really enjoy it, and I get the appeal. I mean, it's racing. Who doesn't love racing? But yeah, so for me, it's a game I like. I don't know if it's one that I would own, to be quite honest. It's one of those games you can pull out if you have lots of people, and I think it would play better with more people, maybe like 3 or more. But it was good to try, and it was good for the stream. I hope it was entertaining for you. But I'd be curious to know if anybody else has played it and what their thoughts are in the chat about it.
I enjoy it. I actually do like I love spatial reasoning. I love working out that type of puzzle. And I love the replayability in this. So as you can see, I've laid out all the cards. So you've got the 5 different categories of cards here. You've got garage, pit, performance, engine, and handling. And these will drastically change the way the game is played. So don't lock it into your mind that the blue is move 3 spots and then an opponent moves 1 spot. For example, here's one called fuel injection engine that is a blue cube replacement. First, it's gain 2 wear. So this is where I was talking. Some of these cards are great, but you're going to be gaining wear every time you use them. So the first step is gain 2 wear. And then during your action phase, each of your gear cubes moves twice as many spaces as they normally do. That's fantastic. So if you play a black, now you get to move 2 black spaces with this card. But it's for every cube that you use, every gear cube, and that's specific to the grayscale of cubes. But to do so, you have to gain 2 wear. So some of these cards, depending on the combinations that you get, you're going to build up wear very quickly. But there are also cards that would then let you use wear cards or wear cubes for money. You can get to trade them in and use them for money. You actually get to sell off the wear. So you can get some really interesting combinations going. So the replayability is through the roof with this, with all the different combinations. And then you do have the 5 different tracks, and using the racing season, bringing in the drivers and the sponsors, I think is fantastic. Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the chat. Nerfistine says she feels the same as me.
Okay.
The theme is cool, but doesn't know if she'd enjoy. I don't know if I'd enjoy having watched how it worked. Okay, I see what you're trying to say.
Okay.
So feel the same as me. So it's just one of those things that you're not sure, right, until you actually physically try it.
Yep.
But she said it was entertaining to watch, which I totally see. Like, you know, that could be important. It's just one of those games I find it's like hit or miss. Like, it does really, really well, and I know people who love it, and then I have other people who are like, it's not for me. So I think for me, I'm in the category it's not for me. But again, it's one of those games that I wouldn't run away if it came out, because there are some games that I just, if it comes out, I'm like, no, I can't play this game.
Yep.
But to be fair, I have a short attention span. So if something's very repetitive, I have a hard time concentrating, and then I kind of tune out. So for me, I just feel that there wasn't enough for me to be engaged 100%. And then my mind starts wandering, and then I'm not concentrating as much. But I get the appeal, and I understand why people like it, and the racing theme is pretty cool. And I mean, it does have other elements. I am concerned about the, for people who are colorblind. Like, I have issues alone with the color, and it's not because I'm colorblind. Mine is a whole other issue. But I don't know how this game handles that. I guess it would just be memorizing what each thing does, or do they actually have a play chart? So these are things I take into consideration, because I have issues with games. So I don't know if this is something that AG has looked into, or if this is something that they would like to look into.
A lot of this, so a lot of the way that the game plays is going to be building, especially with the season. If you're playing the full season and you're taking your car from race to race, is building towards the next tracks that are coming up. Because even if you randomize, you do that first. So you do know as a driver, what are the tracks I'm going to be coming up into next, and building your car not just for the current race, but into the next races. So that's why, because I knew Talladega was the last one, I started grabbing as many of those yellow cubes as I could, and as many as the high gears as I could, because I knew that was going to be a very fast track, and then you can start building towards that. If we had played those in reverse, for example, my first purchase would have been those high gears, and then once we were going down to Monte Carlo, which was that very technical track, I might have even started throwing those away and buying up as many of the third and fourth gears as possible, because it's very heavy towards those. So it is the puzzle of figuring out what is the best build for the tracks that you're going to be racing.
So yeah, just looking at the chat, and she's agreeing with a lot of the stuff that I'm saying. And yeah, so on the stream it was difficult to see. No, it's, for me as someone who has issues with some of this stuff, it was hard for me. But the color thing, I think, would be a problem if you were colorblind. Like I said, I don't know, so this is just, but if you were having the same issues, then at least I'm not alone. Now, to be fair, I wasn't particularly great at this game because I'm not a planner, and anybody who watches my reviews will know that I will tell you right from the get-go, games that require me to plan in advance, I will probably struggle, because I like a game where I can pick a strategy, it doesn't matter. Oh, I've changed my mind, I can go over here, and then I can work on that, and it allows me to adjust a little bit. I mean, there is that flexibility here, but there are some games that are a bit more punishing with that. So I'm not a planner by any means, and maybe that's why I struggle with these types of games.
I am a planner.
Yeah, so there you go. So it works out for you.
Which is probably why I do enjoy it. The theme, frankly, is irrelevant to me. It wasn't the theme that drew me in. I do enjoy the planning aspect behind it, building your vehicle the best possible for whatever the upcoming race is going to be. I do enjoy that. And then trying to run it as best possible around the track as well, because then it's, you've got the cubes that you've built, now how best to move those around the track.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and I do want to play it with a higher player count. I think, oh no, I have played some at 4, and it was good on the larger tracks. I have not played those tighter tracks with more than 2 yet. But I do enjoy this with it. It does get even better with the higher player counts, because then it takes it takes a little more planning in terms of how to get around the various vehicles that are out there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think if you like that planning aspect, I think the theme is great. If you like that theme, if you have automobiles and you love it, this you will love because it adds even more to a game that you really enjoy. For those of you who are in my camp who maybe have some difficulty with planning and even potential difficulty with color, these are some things you're going to have a problem with in this game. Doesn't mean it's bad. For me, I want to play. I don't mind difficulty, but when I'm having difficulty just trying to get through it, that's different than difficulty of strategy because then my brain's working differently. So overall, I would play it again. I don't personally need to own it. So that would be my opinion on the game.
All right.
So I think that covers it. And I know there are people in the chat who agree, disagree, but at least we have two different point of views. So you can see you who own the game and you really enjoy it, and me who is like, I enjoy it, I just don't know if I need to own it. So that's it, I think. So let's give a brief rundown. You can contact me at the number 2 die4games@gmail.com. So if there's any games that you'd like to see on the stream, please send me an email. You can also get a hold of me through the YouTube channel to Die4Games. I'm on Twitter as the Board Gamer Pinup Girl, on Instagram as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl, and I'm also a Dice Tower contributor.
I'm on, where am I? I'm on Instagram as Pawlom, P-A-W-L-O-M. Twitter is Pawlom21, and here every Monday night, 8 o'clock. Also, the video will be uploaded to the To Die 4 Games YouTube channel, probably by tomorrow, but I do upload all videos there, and feel free to leave comments there as well.
So thanks everyone who joined us on the chat. So some new people in there, never see them looking at you. And I think next week, can we confirm that we are doing that?
Next week.
Next Monday?
Next week I am off. Next week next week. Oh, yes, sorry, Aeon's
Yes.
End. Yes, we can
Just wanted to make
confirm
sure.
that. Whew.
So we can confirm
Put
that.
me on the spot and I panicked.
Sorry,
Okay.
I was like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, next week we'll be doing Aeon's End.
Yes. So.
And then I'm off the week after that. That's why I was panicking, thinking I'm off. Yeah.
So that we'll revisit that, but there might be a couple of weeks where we're not around. Vacations, it's summer, but we will be back.
So Aeon's End cooperative game next week.
Yes, so that's it. So have a good night. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.